Hey guys. This is HQ. Today we have this lovely subject regarding relationships, right? How do you sustain a relationship? How do we sustain relationships? And I think I gave us, or I gave you all, like three particular things that people need in order to sustain relationships. So I'm just going to give you the three, and there's most important one. I have eyelashes on and I have lipstick. That's it. Thank you. And the most important one when it comes to sustaining relationships is the emotional maturity, right? And emotional maturity, it's a lot of problems that people have with trying to get to be emotionally mature. I mean, it's your ability to understand and manage and express your emotions in a constructive and in a reasonable way, right? And it's also how you navigate other people's feelings, emotions, how you handle those as well, right? Y'all trying to throw me off today. I guess it reflects a person's emotional intelligence and their ability to respond uh, to situations thoughtfully rather than rashly and without thought, right? Impulsively. And a lot of that comes from you being self aware of yourself, right? Recognizing and understanding your needs, other people's needs, triggers, patterns, baggage, trauma, right? Knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are and knowing those and admitting those and addressing those things and knowing when you can be self-critical and when not to be self-critical with your partner. People with emotional intelligence know how to regulate their emotions. Okay. Managing emotions effectively, calming yourself down when you're upset, being able to calm other people down when they're upset. When you have stress or you have anxiety, you know how to pull yourself out of those things. Because a lot of people react emotionally and then they take it outside of themselves and put it on other people. Like you don't know how to self regulate or self calm yourself. Okay. Having empathy for other people, right? Understanding and validating the emotions of other people, even if it's different from what you believe or you want, you're able to get outside yourself and understand where they're coming from. That's empathy. And also being able to understand those emotions and being compassionate enough to respond to those this person's emotions, especially in a relationship, right? Taking accountability for your actions, and how they impact other people without blaming the other party, which is why it's very difficult for me to say when I hear men or women on the other side, when I hear them say, it's all the woman's fault. That's not how it goes. That's not how that goes. You have to take accountability for your actions. You cannot make another person take accountability for theirs. And when you have things that you need to be accountable for, you should never speak upon the other person. This is how relationships work. You have things that you have to work on in relationships too. You cannot just look at her and say she doesn't cook, clean, or whatever. You have to think, what is my responsibility in this relationship? What have I done or not done or given to or not given to make me a better person? That does not make me a better person. And you have to be adaptable. Okay. Hold on. I have a phone call. Hold on.
From
Shinzel.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
G Honda.
Yes, HQ.
How can I help you?
How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
I see you all dressed for your hot date tonight.
No, this is how I look every day.
Okay. I heard. Oh, for Monday, that typical Monday for you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. We'll leave it at that. We know that's not the case, but we'll leave
Wait
it at
a minute.
that.
Why does everybody say this is not the case? This is what I put. I put on eyelashes and I put on lipstick. I have nothing else. This is just
it's not wrong. It's nothing wrong with a hot date on a Monday night. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No. There's no hot date. There is just me.
And it's your words.
Just me. What do you have on the subject for us?
Oh man. So it's sustaining a healthy relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you said, one's doing the work to maintain, sustain, and obtain the relationship. But
wait a minute, we're talking about emotional maturity, though. Emotional maturity is an internal thing.
Okay, but it's also across the board too, which we're not doing to an entirety.
We're talking about you as an individual. Is emotional intelligence?
Right, but I'm saying we gotta look at the bigger picture though. So if the bigger picture entails that, so we can't just talk about it from a single man and just one man, one moment. We gotta talk about it from a mutuality standpoint, right? So if the intentions are mutual upon each other and each other wants to grow and do the work together,
right,
then we will see that more in mass. But as we see, there are no healthy mutual intentions for couples today.
Well, here's the thing. Only fully grown adults should be in relationships.
Should. Keyword in that sentence. Should.
So, fully grown adults should be in relationships. So, we're trying to address a fully grown adult relationships, what they look like. Emotional maturity, what does that look like? Okay, that's accountability for yourself and your actions. Healthy boundaries, understanding your personal boundaries and respecting other people's personal boundaries, right?
But you said something about you can't make somebody be accountable.
That's
you
correct.
Can't make them be.
That's correct.
But hold on. But hold on. I may not be able to make somebody be accountable per se, but I can set the standard of what I allow.
Correct.
So if you want to, okay. So if you
that woman who doesn't have the accountability that you want should never enter your consciousness.
Conscious
presence, however you want to look at it. She should never even enter into your consciousness, your presence, or anything, because you don't tolerate it. So therefore, there's the accountability piece. You're accountable for allowing that person to be within your presence. You're accountable for that.
I'm accountable for it, or the simps that be accountable for that?
I'm saying, I'm talking about men in general are accountable for the women that they get involved with. They're accountable for that.
Well, hold on. We got to decipher the levels of men now, because like you said before, your infamous statement where there are traitors amongst us.
Wait a minute. We can't do that.
I.e.,
we can't decipher the levels of men because you
we have to.
No, we don't.
No,
why? You know why?
No,
we can't because women. Hold on.
That's double dutching. That's double dutching.
Wait a minute. We can't because you all don't decipher the levels of women. So if we're going to put it on the same scale, you need to decipher the levels of women instead of saying all women are this, that, and the third. You can't say
no.
We can't say there's a level of bad men. There's a levels to bad men, and then there's not levels to good women or bad women, because it is.
It's both. It's both on both sides. Right. HQ. Right. But we speaking in massive. We speaking in massive concepts. Now, if you saying that majority of men in mass that are average, that are
most people are average. Every person I've ever met has been average. I've never met an above average person.
Okay. So with that being said, so majority of people being average, and the majority of these men being average, being simps, and funding these OF and IG models lifestyles, because if it wasn't for them funding these women lifestyles, these women would have no existence. So be that as it may, you got those degree of men, and you got these group of promiscuous women that outweigh the few good women that you have out there.
These are promiscuous men too.
Huh?
These are promiscuous men too.
Whether they're HQ, whether they're promiscuous or whether they're not.
Nope.
There are far more women than there are men. Younger,
whoa.
Different race.
Don't say that.
We have more selectorship than y'all. It just is what it is.
Come in, please. Hit the like button, please.
We have more of a selectorship than y'all. It just is what it is.
You have more of a selectorship. Please explain.
Yes. Okay. So you know the reason why Leonardo DiCaprio and Jamie Foxx can go get a 21-year-old supermodel?
Because they have millions of dollars.
Outside of that,
they would never be able to get young girl.
They can go get that young supermodel at that Paris fashion show. It doesn't matter.
They would never be able to get a young girl.
That's a lie. That's a lie. They can't even keep away. That's a lie.
No, they won't. No, they wouldn't. You would only
Brad Pitt, George Clooney, all those guys could get those young girls. Man, come on now.
Jihan, let me explain something to you. This is women.
A lie.
I'm explaining to you women. We don't like older men if we're in our 20s. Hold on. We do not like older men if we are in our 20s. We like your money. We like what you can do for us, but we don't like you sexually. We do not look at you like that.
That is a lie. HQ, I'm 39
now
years old.
You're speaking for women.
HQ.
Now you're speaking for women. Now you're speaking for women. Now you're speaking for women. You can't speak for women.
HQ.
Stop speaking for women.
HQ. I'm 30. I'm 39. HQ. HQ. I'm 39. If I'm talking to a lady that looked like she 20. Like she looked like she about 30 and she tells me she 21, I'm going the other way because that's older than my younger sister age.
The only way we like older men is if you look younger. That's the only way we would date you without you having any kind of money or something like that.
Hold
on. You keep speaking for women. You can't speak for women. You cannot speak for women. You're not a woman.
Excuse.
You're not a woman.
I don't have to.
Yes, you do.
I don't have
yes,
to. I
you
know
do.
how to
Only
bag
a
them.
woman.
I
Women
know
in
how
the
to
audience.
bag them, HQ. It's
Hold
like
on.
going grocery shopping. I
Hold
got my
on.
grocery list.
Hold
I
on.
know how to bag it.
G Honda. G Honda. You're a man.
Yes.
You cannot speak for women. The women in the
A
audience.
man that loves his women. Yes.
Women in the audience will tell you we are not checking for men when they're older. We're not.
It's not true.
You're gonna come over.
That's not
Stop speaking for
That's-
women.
That's
You cannot
that's
speak
what
for
word of
women.
that's what
This
word
is
of
just
mouth
something
says.
you think. Most women will tell you we're not checking for older men. We're looking for men. If we're 25, we're looking for a man that's between 25 and 30 most of the time. There's women who date older men. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the bulk of us only want a man that's within our age range. That's it. We only want a man within our age range. If you have money, you better have some money. You better have something to bring over there. You better look like you're 25. You better look like you got money. You better look. We're not checking for you. I'm 25 and you're 45. We're not checking for you. That's absolutely true. Every woman in the audience better not lie and say something different. Every woman in the audience better not lie. We would love for a man to be our age, and we can love on him and marry him and a whole nine. Within 5 to 10 years, we like men that age. But if you're older, you better look younger, have some money. That's how we look at men. We don't look at you and I'm 25 and you're 45 and say, "Oh, I like you." No, that doesn't happen. It's very rare that it happens. Hang up and then call back.
From
Triple X.
Triple X.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello, Triple X. How are you?
What's going on, HQ?
How you doing, hon?
Hey, better than I deserve. Better than I deserve.
So, emotional intelligence.
Yeah. All right, I got something on it. First off, I want to say, you look at Austin Jazzy today. You getting all jazzed up from Mr. Leon?
Oh, I hate you, SB. I hate you, God. This is how I normally look every day.
It's just more flash than usual. I'll say that.
No, I just have on. This is how I look every day.
Why you think so many people?
I don't do anything extra every day. I have on lashes and I have on lipstick and earring. That's it. This is how I look.
I don't know. It looks like you got some makeup on, maybe more than usual, But that's neither here nor there. I let you and Mr. Leon. I'm sure that's how he likes it. So But yeah, I'll say this: emotional intelligence is lacking. It's lacking in the game. There's not a whole lot of it. I don't meet many emotional intelligent women, and the ones I do are older. And they're generally probably pressing 50. Like the younger girls, for the most part, I don't find them to be too emotionally intelligent and or stable, to be honest.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have to have emotional intelligence in order to sustain these type of relationships. Mm-hmm. I'm saying you have to have that emotional intelligence piece, because that's the most important piece is your empathy, your accountability, all of these things. You have to be able to sustain that relationship. Having healthy boundaries, understanding your boundaries, being able to communicate effectively, clearly, respectfully.
Oh, yeah.
So these are things that's one of the most important pieces of being in a relationship. If a person doesn't have any of those, or the person lacks in that, the empathy and the sympathy is one of the most important pieces, right? Because the difference between
sure.
the difference between maturity and immaturity is the fact that I can empathize with another human being. I can see their side.
Right.
So there's a lot of people who get into
I
relationships and they don't have that.
Well, to be honest, yeah, I agree with that. A lot of them don't. Those are traits. What you're talking about, HQ, those are traits that's generally taught at home in the right household, and those things are learned, and they also learn those things by example. They have parents and or uncles or family.
See, I have to push back on that right
those
here.
things.
Hold
on. I say those things are the foundation of those things are taught at home. Like you said, the empathy, the caring, the one to do for others, the understanding, those things, those traits are taught at home from a very, very, very young age. And also they're shown by example from older people, from bigger brothers, cousins, moms, dads, uncles.
I think both.
Family.
I think it's both. I think people need to see this compassion, see this sympathy, see this resilience, see this communication.
You're agreeing with me.
Hmm?
Yeah, you're agreeing with me. And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's taught and then they see it by example.
But you also have to have that. You also have to have that gene. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You also have to have that gene where you look at someone and you care about what happens to them. It may not be like, oh, I'm crying kind of care, but it could be the care of.
I think that gene is developed. I think everybody has a potential for it.
Right.
But I think it's something that has to be nurtured and developed from probably a young age.
Right.
Once a guy has jumped all the way out of the window and engulfed himself in the underworld, that ain't gonna happen.
Right.
You know, that will likely always be a selfish person. It can change. People do change. It's just rare at that point.
Right.
I've seen so many examples of it. It's just a rare thing, but I think it has to be definitely, nurtured from the young age. But go ahead. I ain't mean to talk over you. Go ahead.
No. See, what do you think about the commit? Okay, your commitment. The second piece is committing to another person's well-being. Right.
Committing
to another person's well-being, dedicating yourself to their care and their happiness and support. That's another leg of how relationships stand.
Oh yeah. I think that's very important. You know
how I know that. You know how I know the part of it that's the most important part of that particular statement is it's a conscious decision to prioritize the needs, feelings, family that you want to grow with this human being. It's a conscious choice. A lot of people get married or get in relationships and have no clue how to express that they want this relationship to last or express how they want this relationship to go.
Yeah, most people are poor communicators. Right. They don't have good understanding and they lack empathy.
Right.
So yeah, I totally believe that. And that's why the divorce rate is 50%.
Right. And here's the thing. You can develop it by doing certain things. I guess you can actively listen to other people's feelings, concerns, and you especially have to do that in a relationship. Understand their perspective and emotions is a big key. And you have to support and encouragement.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean support and encouragement is good too. I mean, offering help when when they're facing when a person is facing challenges in a relationship, you're supposed to be a counterpoint to some of these things, right?
No, I agree.
Understand? A woman has to understand a man has limitations too. So
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you have limitations just like I have limitations.
You're pointing to a slight or cut on men. This is a no-no.
I have to respect your boundaries.
There are no limitations to men. Come on, HQ. Are you serious?
I'm saying I have to respect your boundaries. I have to respect my boundaries. You have to respect mine. You have to respect my individuality and my autonomy, just like I have to respect yours, and then understand that we have limitations in that. Okay.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be supportive.
Okay. Let me ask you this. I got some pushback. I agree with a lot of what you just said, except the limitations.
You got some pushback on what? What?
I got some pushback on what you said about the younger women not liking the older men and all that.
No, hopefully you're not coming up here talking to me like you're a woman.
Hold on. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm gonna say this though. Here's the thing, HQ. What you told is a half truth. It's a yes and no to that.
What?
And the reason why I say that is this.
Tell me what I said wrong, and then
I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
All right. I'm about to tell you. You about to get late. What you just said is a half truth, and the reason why that is because those guys you mentioned, those guys will get a lot of those same girls just off of their popularity and their celebrity, let alone the money. The money's the chip shot. But if you add a guy and he becomes a big social media star in his city, he may not have worldwide appeal, but let's just say he's in a major city. Like in the money, not part of it. You know, let him become a top streamer, top influencer. He ain't even making money like that. Maybe he makes $250, but he's not a millionaire. You know, he could be 40, but he got all the rappers coming through his podcast. He got all the athletes coming through his podcast. Mm-hmm. They mess with his podcast. They come chill, whatever. You think that 40-year-old guy ain't going to be landing 19, 20, 25-year-olds? You're dreaming.
Yes, but I'm not talking about those type men. I'm talking about the everyday average Joe.
You said they wouldn't get those men if they didn't have money. I'm giving you an example of a guy that don't have money that can get those women.
But you're talking about fame. You're talking about
notoriety.
Of course,
celebrity has a big effect on it, for sure. Of course,
there's going to be plenty of people who chase that. I'm talking about the regular, everyday Joe Blow.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyday Joe Blow.
How much is he? Talking about a 50K guy?
I'm talking about a regular, everyday, average guy. Women are not. A woman that is 25 is not normally attracted to a 50-year-old man.
Well, yeah, we gotta be real.
And a 25-year-old girl is not normally. She's not normally.
Yeah, 25-year-old guy. That's huge. Now that high, yeah. I think?
And a 25-year-old girl is not is not naturally attracted to a 40-year-old man.
Now, hold on. Let me say this. Now, with that age gap, the 50-year-old one is a stretch. With that age gap, it's going to come down to just how good looking that guy is and how well he's.
This is what we said in the chat. This is what we said in the chat. Did you hear me?
Okay.
You hear me? I said, depending on what he looks like.
Right. I heard that part. I heard that part about the looks.
But normally.
But his looks will matter if he's 27. His looks still will matter.
Yeah.
If we talking about a good looking girl,
if you had the same, hold on. If you had a 40-year-old, hold on. If you had a 40-year-old made the same amount of money as a 27-year-old, and they both average looking, she's probably going to pick the 27-year-old.
I would say she probably wouldn't pick either. If they're average looking,
if she had the choice, I'm saying
you're saying all things are considered equal. I get what you're saying.
All things were considered equal. She picked a man that was closer to her age, so that she can grow and mature with him.
I don't know, HQ. I think
I know there you go. I said don't choose.
I can go by what I said. I'm not
women.
No, I'm not.
Women.
I don't speak for women.
I'm telling you, a woman who's been on this planet 50 years, and I know women. I know what they will choose and what they want. And this is how we think. We think this way. He may be older than us, but he had to at least look decent, or he don't look how old he is.
Well, I'm curious, HQ. How much older was your husband than you? I'm just curious.
He was only 2 years older.
Okay, only 2 years older. I got you.
I'm not attracted to younger men. Just
well,
not.
I remember you said that. Yes, you only like older guys.
Right.
Okay,
But not that much
fair
older.
enough.
Just older. Got to be within 5 years. Yeah. Right.
I got you. Fair enough. I think it's more of a case by case basis, and I just say that based on what I see. I'm out here in the field, and I'm acting.
Yes, I'm saying it's not completely. It's not. I'm saying it. What I'm saying is, at least 80% of us are going to pick somebody same age, around the same age as us. At least 80%. It's going to be outliers, and those outliers are going to pick younger men, and the outliers are going to pick older men. But most of them, if you ain't got no money, and you 50 and they 25, you have to look decently to them in order for them to let you into their pants without giving them money.
I'm gonna say this. As a man, the offer a counterpoint to that on the flip side of that, being a man, I think you need to be interesting and relatively decent looking to be in the pants in the first place. Like even if you're the same age, I would say that, to be honest, And if you're comparing a 27-year-old guy, this is the other thing you'll consider. In most cases, the 25-year-old guy is not as experienced, his game is not there, his confidence is not there as a 40-year-old guy. That's almost a guarantee.
All I'm saying is this: if you're an older man and you try to run up on a young girl and you try to run up on a young woman, don't be surprised if it doesn't last. Just don't be surprised if it doesn't last.
I'm not surprised if I got with a 50-year-old woman and it didn't last. Like, I just be honestly, like, women are very fickle. Like I would never. I know when I got a fanatic on my hand, and that happens now and then, and that's honestly what a man should be looking for.
Yeah.
Because,
Wow.
But
you wild. Let me read the super chat. Project Leroy, thank you for the $5 super chat. HQ, explain why younger women want a man in their age range. Because we do. Because that's what we're attracted to. Don't just make the statement. No, I don't need to make a I don't need to justify it. It is what it is. Most people fall within a range of who they want to date. Somebody within 5 to 10 years, their range. It's just that is natural. It's normal. Women you do not see women in mass who are 25 dating 50-year-old men. It doesn't happen. It's a rare, very rare thing. So most of us want to date, most women, if they're 25, want to date somebody between 25 and 35. That's it. Or if she's 35, she wants to date somebody 35 to 45 within a 5 to 10 year range, because we want to have children with this person. We want to grow old with this person. We want to have a life with this person. We know for a fact, if you're 50 and we're 25, we know you dying before us, and you better have some money. We know that.
You're making it sound ultra transactional. Watch out now.
It is transactional. Why would a 50-year-old man be over there looking for a 25-year-old woman? Why would you be doing that?
I would ask the same question to that woman. Why would she be looking for a 50-year-old man?
Which is what I'm telling you. I'm telling you. She's over there for the money. Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, that would be a situation I would never agree to. But
some men don't care. Yeah. He thinks he has enough game. He thinks he has enough game to marry a woman that's 20-some years his junior, and he expects the moon and the stars. The moon and the stars is only gonna last for so long. The only reason why Leonardo DiCaprio and Sylvester Stallone and all of these men got these younger women is because they have the money and they have the looks. You're not getting that woman, and you ain't got no money and no looks. Come on now.
Yeah. Well, looks like I mentioned, that's important if you're the same age. But I'm gonna say this, HQ. The reality is with those men and women, I think a more respectable gap to be discussed would be maybe 10 to maybe 15 years. Once you get to talking about 25 years, then yeah, that's a tough out for any man. Even if he's fly and with money. I'm gonna say this: as a 50-year-old man, I'm not sure I would even be looking at a 25-year-old woman. You know, and I do like younger women. I even like older women though. Like I don't have a specific type. If I like the chick, I like the chick.
Right.
Know?
Most people do. Most people, you know, stay within their age range, whether it's younger or older. They stay within their age range. It's not big, vast amounts of age.
I mean, it's still a gap. You know, 10 years or 15 still a gap. But yeah, 25 is an extreme.
Yeah, that's way out of there. Way out of there.
Yeah. 25.
We got the last leg. We got the last leg of this sustaining a relationship, and it's the willingness to work through the challenges. Okay.
Yeah.
Willingness to work through the challenges. A willingness to work through challenges refers to an attitude of resilience, determined commitment, to overcome obstacles and issues, difficulties, facing these things head on. Yeah. Not running from them, not avoiding them. And the whole point is to be able to communicate and tell your partner that you have these issues, these cares, these concerns. Yeah. Not have them judge you for those cares and those concerns. Look, there's certain things that people do and it's just unacceptable, right? Right? You know what's unacceptable, but certain things shouldn't be in a relationship and should be considered unacceptable. If I tell you, honey, I really don't like to clean your underwear or something like that, that shouldn't be a deal breaker. Or I really don't like to scrub your feet. That shouldn't be a deal breaker. Or I really don't blah, 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 you know. So I'm saying in order to work these things out or want to work these things out, this is part of why people stay married for a long time. They do. Don't get me wrong. There's issues and things that happen in relationship. That no sex thing. The no sex thing for me is out of the question. We just can't have. See, here's the thing. No, I ain't finna go there. Let's forget about that. I was finna say something, and then that would have been all wrong. But I'm saying the men and the women should understand that y'all should grow together mentally. We're talking about grown folks here. Grown folks that are grown before they get into a marriage. A lot of people get into marriage and they're not grown, which is why I sort of have a problem for people to get married when they're young, because you have a whole lot of living to do before you get married, or at least you want to. At least you want to have experiences, right? Before you get married, because you want to be able to bring all that colorfulness into the relationship. And so therefore you've had these experiences and you understand how to respond and you understand how other people respond. Yeah. Right. Because if I've never had a death in the family, I've never had been late on bill, I've never figured out how to pay bills, or I've never done any of those things, that person is going to be difficult to deal with in a relationship, because you're always going to have to explain everything or explain this, that, and the third. I don't want to have to explain these things. I should never walk into a relationship and then have to explain to you how to pay bills. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's certain things you should know how to do before you get into a relationship and a marriage, right? And this is the whole point of facing challenges is different from my spouse likes to steal. You understand what I'm saying? That's a to some people that's a deal breaker, right? Right?
It is for me. I think we talked about that.
My spouse likes to flirt with other men. That's a deal breaker, right?
Oh, you like to flirt with other men?
No, I'm not a flirty person. I don't know how to do it.
Okay.
I'm just too direct. I'm too blunt.
No. I got you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We all got our personality.
There's a lot of women out here who flirt, who want to get the validation from other men instead of dealing with the validation that she gets from her husband or her person, right? And women have to be able to settle for that. They have to be able to sit down for that. But then again, there's men who are out there who do the same thing. A little young filly, tenderoni come around talking to him, and they can't help but flirt.
Right.
I ain't doing nothing. I'm just flirting. We're just talking, right?
Right.
You know what? When women used to come up to my husband, he told me he used to do this, and I watched him one time. When women came up to him and tried to talk to him because he was handsome. Talk to him, he would pull his pockets out of his pants and then show him his empty pants and show him his empty pockets, right? Like, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money for you, right?
Okay.
And that was his way. That was his way of saying I'm taken.
Yeah.
Right. So that was his way. So I'm saying a lot of people do foul shit, even when they're married.
Hey,
so this is what I mean.
Yeah. Character question. What's your thoughts? No, you cooking on that. But what's your thoughts on women who, when they're out with their guys, they step to another guy that's real fly, like he got on his minks, his coats or whatever, and they compliment the guy in front of their dude. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Depending on,
I get that a lot. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I get that a lot. I probably got like 15 minks, so I get that a lot. I just had that happen Saturday. Some
people are flirting and some people are not.
Yeah. No, right.
I mean, my husband, the person that I'm with, if I complimented another man, he would know that I would not be flirting.
Right.
Because I've already I've already let him know he's it. So you don't have to worry about nobody else. Right. So if I walk up to, so we're walking and we're somewhere and I say, oh, I like that shirt. That shirt looks good on you. I would, my husband would know that I'm not flirting because that's the type of woman I am. Right. Mm-hmm. But some women, you don't know the difference. And that's the problem. That's a thing on her. That's something that she's doing wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't have a problem. It just depends on what kind of relationship you have. Do you have a relationship where your husband trusts you implicitly? He trusts that you're not flirting?
Yeah. Have you ever done that before?
No.
Okay.
Because nobody looks better than my baby.
I get it often. Yeah.
Nobody look better than my baby.
Oh, okay. All right, then. Go ahead. Go on off with your bad self.
We never did that to each other. I mean, he never flirted with a woman because he was just too, I was it for him. That's what he said.
I got you.
And he was it for me. Right.
Okay.
So we hyper focused on each other and our relationship and raising children. So it was never, I never walked into the house ever in all the time that I knew him and said, he talking to another woman. I got to go check his shit.
Right.
I never had that option. I never had that.
Hey, I will hope he did because HQ will be like, I got to get my gift back.
Right. So I never walked in the door and said, oh, you're.
Oh my goodness.
And he's never walked in the door. He never asked me. Not one. I told him one time. I told my husband one time, hey, hon, I was in the store and this dude said the perfume that you bought me smells really nice. He said he sort of followed me around the store and he asked me what kind of perfume I had on because it smelled really nice. And then he jumped up and he was like, you need me to go to the store? I was like, go to the store for what, dear? And he was like, you need me to go say something. I was like, I know how to handle myself. He just gave me a compliment. That's all. No worries. And then that was it. Because he knew the type of woman that I am. That doesn't affect that other men didn't faze me because I understand what I had when I was home. I understood what I had, right?
Okay.
And I
got
wasn't
you.
wavering from that. So I'm saying there's a level of commitment that you make in a relationship. You know, I don't like flirting either. I would lose my shit if I had a man and in front of me he was flirting with another person. Not on her. I wouldn't lose my shit on her. I would lose my shit on him. That's for real. Right.
Yeah. I got a couple funny stories about that. I have to tell you next time I call up.
Right.
I got to get ready to make a move, though. I got.
Okay, well then, thank you, Triple X, for coming up. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Yep. Till next time. Take it easy. All right.
So the third one was willing to the third one is challenging, willing to work through challenges. Are we able to do that? Are we willing to do that? Right? Often includes being flexible in approaches. You cannot give people, how do I say it? You cannot give people, this is terrible, but you cannot give people ultimatums. When you give people ultimatums, it never goes well because that means you're at the end of your relationship. You're at the end of compromise. You're at the end of being in a relationship that is growth orientated. Please hit the like button when you guys come in. Please hit the like button. I would love it if you guys could hit the like button. Please do that. Please do that. Please do that. And hey, super chats and all that is free. It's super. I would love it. Drop $1 if you like the content. Drop $1. 99 cents, $2, please. Thank you. Problem solving. You have a lot of things that you have to work out in a relationship, and you have to listen to the other person. If you don't, it's never going to work. You got to do something strange. Shut up, Ty. But it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when you have these three things, these three components. Emotional maturity. It is so, a relationship, a marriage is so fulfilling if you both are on the same page with this. Emotional maturity, commitment to the other person's welfare and your well-being, both of your well-beings, not just hers, not just his, both of your well-being, because it's you, it's her, and then it's the marriage in the middle. And both of you guys got to feed that marriage in the middle. Because if you feed it and she don't feed it, it's never going to grow. It's never going to last. It's never going to work. So it's a commitment to another person's welfare, and it has to be fed into that marriage. And a willingness to work through problems and headaches and issues and things that you may or may not even have experienced with another person. I always say to people, even if you get married one time, try it one time and see how you function. I know I am the type person that I function better in a relationship than I do single. I hate being single. But I also know that I'm old, right? I also know that. So, and I also know if I'm kind of stuck in some of my ways, then I know a man that's a little older than me or close to my age is stuck in his as well. And there's things that have to be done for us to manage a relationship together. And you got to be open. You got to be open to working together, tackle those challenges, share ideas, communicate. But most importantly, you got to have the same thing. You got to walk into the room and say, hey, this is where we're going. Where do I want to be? And this is a part of being in a relationship before you get married. Make sure you determine your goals first. This is what I want to do in 5 years. I want to be a doctor in 5 years. I want to be a surgeon in 10 years. I want to be head of the surgery unit in 15. And then you have to sit down and listen to what her goals are. Well, I want to be a babysitter while the kids are young. But when the kids go to school, I want to open up a daycare. And then once I open up a daycare, I want to open up 2 daycare. And you got to be open to those things. Okay. Me and my husband didn't start out with money when we got married. We were poor. We were 22. How old was I? I think I was like 23, something like that. And he was like 25. We didn't know what the hell we was doing, but I knew that he loved children. And I knew he did things for older people. You know what I'm saying? Helped them get places, took them places. I knew he did those kind of things. So I knew I could work with that human being because he had the empathy and the sympathy. And he was willing to work with me. And I had 2 kids, right? But we had to think along the same line. I told him I want to do this. I wanted to get a degree. When I told him I wanted to go back to school and get a degree in communication and linguistics, he said, don't worry about it. I will watch the kids. You just make sure you get that degree, and then boom, boom, boom. And the minute I got that degree and did what I had to do, he got sick. Right? So that was a good thing. And I was able to support us for a year until he could get all of his money, his Social Security, his disability, all those things. Right? No, I had 2 children that were not his children. I had 2 children when I was 20 and 21. 20 and 21. They were 1 and 2 when I met him. And my husband had a 2-year-old. He had a 2-year-old. He had been married before. And he had a 2-year. I had a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. Okay. And his child came to live with us for a little while. So that's my bonus baby. That was my bonus baby. They were all 3 little, and that was my bonus child. So I'm saying all of these things went into the relationship, and you have to figure out how to compromise, how to deal with other people, how to live with other people, how to live with their mistakes. And none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. And we cannot just say, hey, I'm not going to deal with this. And I get it. 70% of our women have children. I get it. I do. And you don't want to raise somebody else's children. You don't want to do all of those things. So now we're trying to navigate our way through. How do we live with that? How do we live with the reality of us having children? What do you do after you have those children? What do you do? Okay. What do you do? I don't know. I'm saying you have to have these 3 things. My whole thing is, if this person is perfect, but this person has 1 child, but this person is perfectly suited for you in every way, you're going to turn that person away because they have 1 child. He has 1 child, or you have 1 child. I'm not advocating for you. To say, deal with a person that has a child. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you're looking for somebody that is for you. You're looking for someone that is for you, right? So I'm looking for somebody who might have other things that a person should have in order to sustain a relationship. What else do you need to have? That covers a whole wide range of things that people need in order to be successful. And I'm not saying if you got these three things, emotional maturity, commitment to somebody else's welfare, and the ability to the willingness to go through challenges together. I'm not saying that that will save your relationship or save your marriage. I'm saying it's a good building block first. I'm saying you need those if you want to be successful. That ain't all you need, but you need to have at least those things. And none of us is perfect. I wasn't perfect. Who was perfect? I wasn't perfect. I was 23 and he was 25. And somewhere along the line, we said, we are going to raise a family together. Right? I looked at him, he looked at me, and it was it. Okay? That was it. And there was decisions that were made. There were decisions that we wanted to make. And yes, it comes with vetting. And yes, it comes with picking a person that has these three things. It comes from a person that you can be attracted to in a long-term way. I mean, I hoped that I would be attractive when I hit 50. I hoped I would be attractive to my husband. You know what I'm saying? I hoped that was the case because I wanted to stay married to him and he wanted to stay married to me. I hoped that was the case. So I'm saying, do you have these qualifications? Do you have at least two of them? Can you develop these things? Yes, you can develop these things. Yes, you can develop this mindset, the emotional strength, perseverance. The first thing is to think outside of yourself. When you say to me, I'm not capable of loving another person besides myself, I would never look at you. Because even as an adult, even as an older person, I would look at you funny and say, you're not capable of loving my children? My children are grown. You're not capable of caring about my children or capable of caring about good people? And you should, and as a man, you should say the same thing about her. I have children by other women. You're not capable of extending yourself to my children that you didn't give birth to. These are things that I would look for if I wanted a relationship with a person. Are you able to extend yourself? Are you able to deal with other people's emotions in a healthy and emotionally intelligent way? And it's like, okay, we're disposable. I get that. Somebody said disposable. That's the whole point. The whole point is, are you looking for someone who's not disposable? And a very difficult part is when you come from the direction of women are all bad or men are all bad. When you come from that direction and everybody needs work work one way or other, right? Some more than others. But I just don't think a woman who gets on the internet and who's in a bathing suit or who twerks in one moment in time is off the table to be married to. I just don't believe that. Just like I don't believe a guy who gets on the internet and says trashes this person or does that person as a man, and I think he's unworthy of being a husband. I just don't believe that. We're all on a scale. And if we're all on a scale, then that means there's a bad end and then there's a good end. And then there's all of us in the middle. Right? And then you try to find the person that has some of these characteristics that I'm talking about. You try to find that person. And if you can find that person, that's half of the battle. Do no harm. That's a major component of trying to be in a marriage. Women would prefer to be in a relationship, but that don't mean they're going to get off social media. Just because she's on social media doesn't mean she's a good person, not a good person. That just means she has a lot of time on her hands, or she knows how to navigate her social media platform and work her life out. Maybe she works online already. Maybe she's a person that works online already, does things online already, always online. That doesn't necessarily mean and that's what I'm saying. You have to figure out whether you block your blessing or you don't block your blessing. All I'm saying is, just because I'm on social media, like some people would look at me and say, you're on social media, you're on this, you're on that. I'm on all the platforms. Does that mean I'm not marriage material? Does that mean I'm not worthy to date? I'm confused. That doesn't mean that. You have to get close and talk to the people. You have to get close and talk to the woman. She has to get close and talk to you. See, that blocks your blessings. A lot of people block their own blessing. I understand that you're attracted to a certain woman. I get it. I do. And there's some good women out there that you just have to look. Otherwise, you're going to see a life that has not been lived is not a life at all. That's the way I look at it. Hey, Jay Tillman, Jay Walker, Jamila, how you guys doing? Apollonia, dang, I'm late. I put the link in the chat if anybody want to come up. If they don't want to come up, please hit the like button when you come in. Please hit the like button. Okay. There's a lot of people who work online. There's a lot of people who value working online, are online all the time. But people know how to prioritize. This is a part of their 3 things that they need to know. If you value relationships, you will value relationships over being online. But me posting pictures online every day does not mean that I don't value a relationship. And that's not something that should be a deal breaker in any relationship. Just because I post every day, because that would be a red flag for me. If I posted every day, if I was a poster and I did this and the third, and then someone came along and said, "Oh my goodness, why you post online every day? Oh, you a hoe." That would be a red line. That would be a red flag for me. Because I would think that you're too emotionally immature to deal with me posting pictures online. Not necessarily naked pictures. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying regular, everyday, ordinary pictures. I have a lot of pictures online. I have a lot of pictures of me. And there's no way that I could deal with somebody who told me, take my pictures down. Don't do that. I don't want to see. No, that's not what we're doing. Okay, so that has to be a balance. Just because men don't like social media as much as women does not mean there's a problem with the women because they post social media stuff. That's another thing that you got to get past that. You got to get over that. Otherwise, you're going to block your own blessings. Okay, we block our own blessings. Hit the like button, guys. We need the like button hit. We need share, do all of these good things to the stream. We have to do what we have to do with the stream. Okay, because I can't tell how many posts, or what is it called? How many likes is in the stream. I don't know how to check that from here. Hopefully I can see that. I know if I check in the chat, do we have all of the likes? What do we got? Let me see. Hold on. We got 30 likes. Okay, 30 likes. We're doing good. We're doing okay. I need 50, guys. Come on. I need 50. Come on. Uh-oh. We got Jay. Hello.
Hey, excuse
Jay,
me.
are you 55?
No, that's what Leon says. I'm 55.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute. He don't look 55 at all. Okay.
And I'm not too far off. If by the standards of the world. I just had to get on. I don't have no smoke for you today, HQ. I just want to address what G Nail said in the chat.
What did G Nail say in the chat?
It sounds like an insecurity. Why is social media a problem? Are you worried about whom she is interacting with? It's always funny when people address someone not being comfortable with somebody always being on social media as an insecurity. Men are territorial. Especially if I know the kind of content that you're posting and we want to be exclusive, and every time I go on social media, I could see your cheeks, I could see you doing the poltergeist look with your head looking over your shoulders, showing your cakes. You always out, you always in the streets. No man wants that, man. It's a hassle. Why is that an insecurity?
Because
why is that an insecure? Why is that insecure?
Because you should be secure. You should be secure in her enough where you shouldn't have to worry about what she's doing outside of your relationship. You should be secure in that. If I'm posting on social media and I'm not sitting there twerking like I'm lost my mind, I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, because I say stay away from somebody like, I mean, we all on here, right? I'm trying to be a content creator now. I'm just starting my journey, but I'm doing it from a place of I want to share something with people who may have missed it. You know what I mean? And eventually I can get my daughter on with me when she starts doing it. But anybody who feels the need to always be seen, we all know those type of people, man. Stay away from them.
Don't put it on her. Don't put
no,
it
I'm talking about anybody, male or female. Anybody who always, like, you dudes always flashing. I saw a guy on social media today
you talking about sexuality,
showing all kinds of money. No, I'm just showing anybody. I'm talking about be seen always. I need to be on Front Street. I need to be out here in front of everybody.
But we have all those kind of people. We have
and if they value that over. And when I'm speaking, I'm only speaking of intentional people. I'm not talking about pookies. I'm not talking about nugs. I'm not talking about bonky. I'm talking about intentional people, right? People who say they want to be in a relationship. If they always feel the need to be on social media, you go out to dinner, and I'm not talking about influencers. I'm not talking about this is their job. I'm talking about every time you out, they got their phone doing all this stuff and doing boomerangs and stuff, showing their food. It's like, what are you doing that for? Don't nobody follow you.
Yeah, but I mean, if nobody follows them and they just post, then what's the problem then?
It's for nothing. Like, it's not an insecurity.
It's for them.
Yeah, that's an insecurity for them. They feel the need to always show look where I am. Look what meal I'm eating. Look what I'm doing.
What does that have to do with you? My husband used to post, and he used to post food every day. Every day. When he was alive.
You said your husband used to cook it.
He used to cook it and then post it and let everybody see. This is what I'm
the food he cooked. I'm talking about every time you go out, every time you in the public eye, they feel the need to do this. Oh, look where we are. Look what we doing. No, calm down, man. It's too much.
Well, I'm not insecure. That's a content creator person. If that person wants to be that's a different thing. But I'm saying a woman like me, if I post like in memory of my husband, because I never was on social media. I was never on social media until after he died. Just never wanted to be on it. So in honor of him, because he posted food every day, I posted my pictures every day for a whole year in honor of him after he died, right? Because I was never doing it. I was like, I ain't getting on social media. And right now I don't even get on social media like that. Except here and then over on Gavin's them channel. But I'm saying a woman who gets on that's her whole thing. She may be insecure, but that doesn't mean that damages or gets your relationship in jeopardy if she knows how to navigate it. Because I have gazillion pictures that I release all the time. And I would never expect a man to come on and say, oh, okay, well, HQ, you can't release that. You can't do all of that. I don't want your picture online.
I'm not speaking about content creators, and I'm not speaking, even if a girl was a stripper before, if a guy met her as she was stripping, you met her that way.
Right.
I'm not talking about nothing that as you meet somebody. I'm talking about something that came out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden they want to be in view of something. They're not a content creator. They're not making money, stuff like that. They just always, come on, y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean.
That would be something that you would talk to her about. What's going on? Why are you doing this?
Or like when on Pop the Balloon, whenever Gavin Walker we go to and Divine does his research and we go to these Instagrams and the girl is on the show supposedly to find a relationship,
right? Knowing
she's going on the show to find a relationship,
right?
It's still a live Instagram and she's doing at the club, every squall, getting squoles, all that stuff. And you like, you was going to the show to find love. You can't even,
these young people these days they accept things that we would never even.
That's wild.
This social media thing is like a breathing machine to them. To us, it's just like just a thing, right? It's just a thing to us. To them, it's like I gotta be on the phone every day, all day. But to us, because we're older, we get it. This is just a thing that we probably didn't even have when we were a kid. You know what I'm saying? That we weren't born with this. They were born with it. A lot of them were born with this.
Born in the social media. Yeah.
So I can take it or leave it. If I got off today and I never got on again, it would never bother me. Hi, Raquel. Hi, honey. So what do you have to say, Raquel? What are we talking about? What's going on?
Jay, I think that the social media stuff is, if you were around before social media, then I think you understand that you don't really need it. But for the younger people that all they know is the time that the internet existed, I feel like it would be an anomaly to find any young lady that's not into social media in some form or fashion, from X to Facebook to Instagram. I think it's just a part of the social norm now. Now, does she have to be freaky on it? I think no, she shouldn't be. But I don't think that, taking pictures of your food, like if you go to old art galleries, Jay, most of the time what they took pictures of was bowls of food or them eating at a dinner table. So it's not anything different.
They painted that though.
Yeah, they did.
Because it stayed still. Because they couldn't paint the cat because the cat wouldn't stay still.
That's true, but it's still like, it's the art of their time. So I guess the still photos on your camera is the art of our time, as petty or as
So you're saying if we all had canvases and paint right now, we all be just painting fruit?
See, I have more leeway. I have more leeway for the younger generation because this is all that they know. This is not something to just grab. I just want to get on and grab attention. It's not for them. It's not like that. For them, it's like an everyday thing. We could get off social media and forget about social media all day long, except check our emails and maybe check our Facebook, maybe, because that was the first platform that we really, really, came on here, right? So we could get away with that. These young kids I ain't never been on no X. I don't even know what X is. X.
Twitter. So Twitter. HQ news travels really quickly on Twitter. So you can get all those updates in between like CNN's different shows. Okay. A lot of people use Twitter as a form of finding the news quickly.
Didn't even know Twitter was changed into X.
Oh yeah.
She just said it was changed. I didn't even know that. And Black Twitter, I don't even know where that's at. Ain't never been there. Don't know how to get there.
I don't know where none of it is.
You know what I'm saying? So all these kids know that Instagram, Twitch, Switch, tongue, you name it, they know all that stuff. I'm just saying. They know all those names.
What that one is.
They know how to get there, right?
I don't know what tongue is. I ain't never been on.
I forgot. That's that Leon King.
That's that Leon. Ooh.
But you know what I'm saying. The only ones I really know is the Instagram, the Facebook, and the YouTube. And that's it. So I don't know any of those things. So I'm saying I give the younger people a little bit of leeway because they grew up with all this stuff and they learn how to do all. A 10-year-old can probably navigate the internet quicker and better than I could, right?
Yeah.
Because they were born into that. So when
both mine in there on it right now.
When she puts herself and her pictures online, and she's not doing anything exorbitant, she just got really pretty pictures of her dressed up, nice, and all of that. I wouldn't even think anything of it because they born into this stuff.
Yeah.
Or if I was 50 years old and all of a sudden I'm putting booty shaking on there, then there's a problem.
They on there too though. HQ now, them.
But I'm saying
cougars is out scrolling. I'm like, God dog, man.
And I don't condone you getting on there shaking, nude. I just, you know what I'm saying, like in a swimsuit, bathing suit. No, we can't be doing that. But I'm saying if she's on there and she's posing and she's got suggestive things, I wouldn't think nothing of it because it's just. All of them want to be seen. They all want to be seen in one form or another. They want to be on panels. They want to do video game. All them gamers be on there all night long doing this and that. It's just, I wouldn't even.
So where's the disconnect? Because I agree with Apollonia what she said. Dopamine is addictive. I get that chemical response. But where's the disconnect for somebody who wants to be in a relationship when, as we've seen on social media, the question, would you give up your social media for a good guy or a relationship? And they ask women this, and they'd be like, if he good, he wouldn't do that. I ain't gonna let nobody control me. And it's like you would
no,
a good relationship.
A good man would not ask her to do that.
Why wouldn't he?
If my husband was like, Raquel, I really feel like this social media is going too far. We don't like it because my son, he's aged out. He doesn't want me taking any more pictures of him. So if they were like, Mom, we don't want it anymore, get rid of it. I'd get rid of it. It wouldn't, because I could still access it to look at things that I was interested in, like recipes or fashion. Right. But I don't think that I would dig my heels in and not be in a relationship for my social media.
Right. No, I wouldn't say.
But we've lived without it before. HQ. We could go back to not having it, but for a young lady,
that's a different thing.
All her
this
life,
generation, this generation is different. You can't ask her to give it up, and then you have to give it up too. Both of y'all give it up. If y'all both agree, that's a different story. But if you come in and you have social media, and she has social media, and you say you got to get off, that's not fair. That's not fair because you both were born into it. You both understand how it works. And just because you don't want her to access other things beyond you, that's an insecurity on you. That's not an insecurity on her. That's what I'm trying to say.
Why is that insecure? Why is that insecure?
Because why would you ask her to get off if she's just posting pics or she's on there every day and she's not
just normal stuff.
Yeah, most of women are doing normal stuff. Most people just do normal stuff when they go online. They search things, they post pics, they talk to their friends.
You see that you don't like, Jay?
I'm not talking about me. I don't have this issue. I'm speaking for the stuff that we see
like
as a collective.
OnlyFans women.
No, I'm talking about
or brick face lady. Her Instagram was kind of egregious.
Come on, y'all. We see this. I'm not the only one.
We
see this stuff all the time.
We're trying to figure out what you're talking about.
Yeah,
these women be wearing
normal everyday women are just posting pics. See me with the makeup. Oh, I got on a nice dress. Oh, my butt look good in this.
That's your version of looking back at it.
I can't do that. I ain't flexible. Every picture.
And then there's nothing wrong. Every picture she's back there, she's posing. You mean posing with clothes on?
You said what? My thing came out. You said what?
You put an arch in your back.
I know he did.
I didn't put that in there. That my mama gave me that. You blame her for that one.
Don't do that again. Don't do that again. Stop it. Don't do that. Y'all remember that one girl? Y'all remember that one girl on Kinder, and she kept arching her back. She kept.
And you were like, "Why she keep doing her back like that?" Yeah.
She was like this. She had a dog, right? She had a dog. She just kept doing like that. Oh. And I was like, oh, man, that's wild. You doing
Don't tell
that.
me what to do.
Don't you
Walker.
do that. Don't you do that. Don't do that.
I'll get
So,
on
I
here.
mean, we understand.
Start twerking online.
In your chair.
But they, come on,
what
that's what they
about.
do. I'm like, why? Every picture. Like every picture, you got to do that. We see enough of it.
How is that threatening anything in a relationship?
Because it's advertising.
Advertising what? I'm in a relationship with you, Jay, and every day I take a picture. I take a picture of me in a nice dress.
Right.
And I got a nice body.
Looking over your shoulder, looking back at the camera.
No, I'm not looking back at it, but we're just taking a picture of ourselves in the mirror. We're just like,
hold on, HQ, you're not gonna gaslight me right now. You be on camera on every stream from the neck up. We don't even know what your collarbones look like, other than that little side picture that you had on that one time.
Why the hell would anybody worry about what I look like? I'm old. Ain't nobody.
Other than that one side picture you had on
they
in
are
the white.
checking for you.
Except Grandpa. Stop.
Other than that one little white picture you had on the side over there that one time.
See, they watch you, HQ. They watch
picture.
Want a motorboat? Anybody want a motorboat?
Y'all wild.
I just had to make my Instagram private.
This picture right here, one of these pictures.
You had it on there, man. They seen it, man. All the guys came on. All you saw was eyes, and all you saw was eyeballs.
HQ, yes, that's what they want to see. HQ.
I'm talking about the one that was behind us on this thing that you had white on, and everybody came. Everybody that came in the chat.
This picture.
Nope. Come on now.
No, I think you were sitting down on the couch or something like that.
Oh, this picture, my biker picture.
You know, though. Okay, biker week.
Oh,
that one too. I ain't seen that one. Go ahead, clip that, G Honda.
There's plenty of pictures, dude. There's plenty of pictures that I have. No.
G Honda is clipping it as we speak.
But no, I mean, I don't know what that picture is. No,
but come on, man. Like it's not insecure. It's not being insecure. It's not a man being insecure. If we see a woman, if that's our woman, I know, well, I don't belong to nobody. Yeah, you're mine. You're mine. You're not a slave. But I take ownership of you. I will protect you. I will put my life on the line for you. If we get into something, I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna keep you out of harm's way. I don't want you out displaying everything for everybody.
So you don't like the look back at it pictures?
Every picture.
Okay, all right. So if your girl had a nice shape, so basically you don't want your girl flaunting her shape out there. And so when she does show her shape, you feel like that's advertising to the world. But but when she goes,
if she has it, she just looks good. Right. If she just looks good, she just looks good.
Right. So
but why are you taking pictures, putting it online in order? Why do people go, especially if it's a open page? Why do people go to that page?
Well,
why would a stranger go look at that?
If you were in a sorority or you went to, a college, like I talk to all of my master degree program people on my Instagram, like you want to just show people this is my Christmas tree, or look at, me and my husband are out washing our cars together. It's not. Everything isn't a look back picture, Jay. But if you're proud of the way you and your husband look on date night, then you might post.
Yeah, because that's both of y'all. That's both of y'all.
But if I'm proud of the way that I look like going to work to go do a conference, and I have on a dress that just so happens to show my nice
rose tattoo halfway up your thigh.
Oh no. I mean, but hold on, Jay. But I do have pictures in my bikini online.
Are you at the beach?
I am at the beach on one of them, and for one, I'm at a bachelorette party that was all girls, and it was a house beach party. And it's only one, but I'm not an old lady. Like I want to show. I mean, I look cute in a bikini. God damn.
So
What?
we
And most of the time, hold on. And most of the time when women are posting things like that, Jay, it's not really for men. It's for those bitches we were in sorority with or at college with. It's to let them know, like,
Right.
I still have my shape together, my
right.
wits about me. It's
All
not
right.
always about the guy's attention, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
You're right, Steven.
Hold on, what did Steven say?
Who is
God,
this?
I hate when I join the panel because then I can't look at the chat as much. And good HQ,
Oh,
what
Jamila.
happened to you Saturday? We needed you, HQ.
I had to
Oh.
drive. I had to drive.
HQ,
Jamila?
you would have been.
Oh.
You would have been.
Jamisa, I'm sorry. Jamisa,
Lisa.
how you doing? Uh-oh, somebody else calling.
Okay.
What do you have to say, hon? Huh?
Is somebody else talking right now?
I think a call came in. I don't think we can be online and in the call at the same time. So
Oh, okay.
we might have to drop off or.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody can hear because I can't hear it on my
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
me neither.
Oh, okay. Jamisa, they can't hear you. You can you come online? All right, come in. They can't nobody hear you. She gonna come online. She gonna come up. I don't know how to connect. I don't know how to get that connect. I don't know how to do that. So sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Okay. No, she said she agrees with what we were saying. She agrees with what Jay was saying, but she also agrees with what Raquel was saying. She says it's to the degree of it's to a higher degree, and they don't want to see us at that higher degree, that higher degree of us being nuder. And I'm like, I don't think too many women are doing the nude thing. Are they doing the neuter thing? I don't understand.
HQ that the neuter. That concept that I sent you, I sent Raquel, that concept, we should do that. Just make it could just be once a quarter. I don't even care what it is, but we should do that when we go live. So all this, what you talking about, we can tap in and go to people's stuff live and see and go. We could go random to random to random to random, just random people online because it's all public.
I feel like HQ will get better callers, like for people to.
Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, somebody was talking to me outside of here. So why is it once a month? You say once a month is do something like that?
I'm just saying not to put no pressure on, and I don't want to put no pressure on anybody. Like I can't do that because I'm working on my own social media, nothing like that. I'm just saying if we could just get that together, and just so we could pull up people's social media, random people live, and just go in and look at it and see and tap in, or go to the most current stuff that's trending on the internet. And see what's going on, what people is really saying in real time. Not even the call-in portion when somebody calls in for us to go through their issue. I'm not even talking about that portion yet. I'm talking about the first portion. Live, all live. Nothing has been set up for nothing. We tapping in immediately to the stuff that's happening. So we can all see, so nobody can be like, well, you showed me that. I ain't never seen that. Well, we stumbled across it and we both seeing it right now.
People going.
You determine that you're gonna call folks out. What's going on?
Not call them out, just for us to see, so we can discuss it. Like this is what's happening in real time out there in the world. This is how people's online image, how they're portraying themselves online.
So you just want to pull up random people
And this is what's going on.
and start roasting folks.
Not roasting.
And tell them this is why they're not in a relationship because
the
of
chat
your
could do the roasting.
We can do that. We can definitely do that. Wait a minute. I got a question. Is this picture you talking about?
Yeah,
HQ.
that's one of them. HQ.
No, HQ. She fronting right now, Raquel. She know what picture behind is on us. She had to have it up because it's behind our screens. She's wearing white and it's.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. Now I know what you're talking about. You're talking about this right here.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about this.
What you got? Yes, HQ.
She got it cropped right now. I was like, I said, hold on. Is this AI? What is this?
No, that's not AI.
I thought that was saucy too.
That's what I was like.
You standing in the mirror taking a picture. That's all.
What is going on?
That was just picture. All the pictures you see of me, I took myself. They weren't professional. I just took them myself with my iPhone. This was part of the pictures that
over
I posted.
HQ like that. Why are these guys always saying stuff in the chat? Like, man, that's real. Like, why she don't never present herself that way? And then I saw that one picture. I was like, that's what they talking about.
Those are just pictures. Remember, I told you I posted pics every day for my husband for a year. Those were probably the pics that I took for him.
Oh, okay.
So that was a part of that whole. That's like a year's worth of pictures that I got. Like that. I got all kinds of pictures. But
I didn't know you rode bikes, HQ. You do? Okay. I don't have a motorcycle license. I just ride on the back of my husband's.
No, I just ride on the back. I don't have a license. I just ride on the back.
Okay. I thought you rode. I thought you drove, but okay.
I don't know I'm scared of that.
We can double date with some bikers, HQ.
I'm scared of it. I've only been on it like once or twice, so I ain't really know. I just started to get into it here in Georgia. So I don't really know that much about it. People want to put me on the back of their bike. That's all.
I bet they do. Look at Jay.
It's okay, but I'm scared of that speed.
Pull up to the bumper, baby.
No, that was I have a lot of pictures. I have a lot of pictures. I was never comfortable. I'm not comfortable with it. It's just pictures that I have, and then that's it. And I took them all myself. Most of them, the ones that you see me, I took most of them myself, or somebody else took the pictures, or whatever. So
okay.
But anyway, that show, you want people to get roasted. I already know what you want to do.
No, that's not even.
What would be the point of us pulling these people up and not have anything to roast? Right?
You want to roast. I just want to look at stuff in real time. You want to roast
and say what?
I don't want to roast.
Why you ain't in a relationship? This why you can't find a man because your Instagram is hoish. Yeah, that's what he wants to do to women. He wants to call them up and flog them.
Both men and women. Because
you want these people to be stalking us after we get done talking about it. That's what you want. Because that's what some of them do. They spam you and they follow you all over the place, and then they try to get you in trouble. That's what you want.
Never mind. We won't do it then. All right.
I mean, it's an interesting concept, and it might work.
I like it. Yeah.
It's just that.
Now I want to look at, especially the guys too. I want to look at the guys' pages, right? Because I tend to want to see these guys' pages that got women on them. And but like, how are you not seeing these red flags? You get pregnant by this dude and be like, ends ain't nothing, ends ain't us. Like,
that's an image.
That's
it's just
the dude.
One image.
That's the guy right there that we told you not to mess with.
But it's only one. It's only a snapshot of that person. It's a snapshot. It may not be the whole. I ain't starting with you, Steven.
Hi, Steven.
Yeah.
So
hello.
Hello.
What up?
How you doing?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting idea to pull up other people's things, but I would be concerned about the defamation of character charge if you say too many things that might be funny, accurate, but you know how people are these days.
Right, right.
But anyway,
I hadn't looked at it that angle. I hadn't looked at it on that angle, but is that a real thing? Do people actually sue for that?
I don't see why not. Because like, unless that's why you have to say allegedly, or let's say we see somebody's page and they look like they're a 304. If somebody slips up and says that 304, then that maybe that person can come actually spend some money, get a lawyer, and say, "Hey, this person's calling me a prostitute online in front of everybody."
Right. I think you can get away with it if it's if you put the disclaimer for satire at the front of the show.
Okay.
Anything with satire can't be, because in that case everybody would be getting, unless you say this person definitely is a criminal. That person,
right.
You can say to me that person looks shady, man.
You mean like fair use, the fair use in this fair use in this is satire.
Yeah, fair use of satire. Yeah.
Okay, fair use and satire. Okay, that might work. I mean, that might actually work. Yeah, that would actually work. I mean, if you
guys are professionals,
right? That might actually work. But I'm gonna blame everything on you, Jay. I'm gonna say he pulled your picture. If I get caught up with some craziness, I'm gonna you need to go talk to Jay. Jay is our producer. Jay is our producer, and Jay picks the women. Don't get mad at me. Talk to Jay over there. And I would say something like that. But then it would be an interesting concept if it would be interesting if you put it together like that. Not necessarily, this is not why you don't have a husband.
No,
maybe more of if you did this.
Yeah, just suggestions of if you're looking for love. Right. This is something that you might not want to display. And here's the reasons why, from a panel of people who have experience in relationship.
Interesting. Or I mean, I thought about the other concept. It might be a relationship question. How would you get people to call in?
That's the thing. I don't know. That's what I wanted to hash out in the background. I'm not aware how, because I know, I mean, KG, she got a following already. So if she puts out on her social media that this is what we're doing, then people going to click on it. So you'd have to get a following first and then proceed from there.
Bye, Raquel. Oh, okay. So, I mean, it'd be an interesting topic. It'd be something interesting. Stephen, what do you have to say?
Well, you know, I'm here for it. You know, it's all good by me. But yeah, if I can speak freely on it, if I can say what I see, then let's do it.
You should be able to. I mean, if people do that, I mean, look at the Travis Walker stuff. Everybody's saying everything everywhere. That's just what they see.
Right. Yeah,
he can't be. I can't sue you. Like, there are people calling her all kinds of stuff.
Right.
Coming out with channel to full 30-minute videos on this girl.
That's the whole. But the whole point is, as long as you have that disclaimer, you should be able to do all of that. Yeah. You do not display these things that would be precursor for you getting into a relationship. If you wanted to get in a relationship, these are things, or it could be, this is what we want to show you an example of not to do.
Right.
And then proceed to show you, this is what we definitely don't need you to do. This is definitely not how you catch a husband, or whatever. So here are the red flags. Let's see if we can point those red flags out.
A whole red flag segment.
And a whole red flag. Or it could be cat. Let's stop. We had talk behind the
scenes. We could be a 5-minute portion of us catfishing. It could be a 5-minute segment of us throwing the red flags out. It could be us finding of something that we like to see in a relationship from both sexes. It could be all different types of stuff, just to bring consciousness and awareness to people from different perspectives, because we all don't think the same. You know, especially when Black get on, he gonna tell, you know, that raw from his reality. And it's I mean, to most people that's like, it's abrasive, right?
but
it's
it's
refreshing because it makes you
honest,
think
yeah, it's honest. It's an honest
outside of
commentary.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. You can't
Right.
be like, no, that's not the way it is. No, to a certain extent, that might be a farther down the spectrum. But that is some part of it, you know.
I know. I mean, because I appreciate the perspective because it's a very blunt male perspective
Mm-hmm.
from that end. I mean, it's sort of how my husband was, because he was very direct like that, where you be like, dang, did you really say that to me? That kind of thing. So I appreciate that bluntness right there. And then you have your more subtle take on these kind of things. And then they gonna get involved anyway, because that's the way SBC is, because they got a big old chat. They got a big old one. Yeah, we want to talk about people. We want to have something to say about people, and we can do that. But the whole point is up and running, Jay. Up and running, Jay. Up and running, Jay. Right? So it is what it is. But let's get back to the content, sir. Mr.
Okay.
James, you came up. What do you think about the 3 concepts? Emotional maturity, commitment to others' well-being, and a willingness to tackle issues, problems, challenges in the relationship. Does that cover everything? I'm talking about, these are broad strokes, right? Would that cover everything that you need to start out with to get on the road of a successful relationship? Let's put it that way. What do you think?
Okay, so being serious for a moment. So when I said alcohol, sex, and food, of course, I wasn't being serious. But I think that's a good start.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the things that I've experienced is the willingness to grow with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
the willingness to be vulnerable. If you don't have some of those or both of those,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be hard to have a long-term lasting good relationship, because to me a good partner helps you see how other people see you, how things come across, and they help you understand that sometimes things that you say and sometimes the things that you do,
Mm-hmm.
people may not take it the way that you throw it. So that person has to be a good mirror for you.
Okay.
So from there, but yeah.
So how do you show? So how do you think a person is supposed to show up? Why do we have so many people that show up immaturely, but want to get married or want to be in relationship? Is it just that they want to have sex and they got to deal with having a relationship in order to have access to that sex?
Well, who are we talking about? Are we talking about men or women? Because
both. You're talking about both.
Okay.
And we have to keep in mind, they always say women are more mature than men. I don't know. Is that true? So I'm the same age as you. I'm more mature than you. There's studies that have proven that to be correct.
I would like to see those studies. Not that I don't think that what you saw is probably incorrect, but I would just simply say it depends on the age, and it depends on how you define immature. Because
so what's a good age for
I
somebody
think in
to
some
get married?
things,
If
yes,
they got married,
girls pick
if they
up
got
on
married,
faster
how old would you
than
think would be a
boys.
good age for a person to be married?
A good age for a person to get married?
Yeah.
I would say 25. And the reason why I would say 25 is because in your teens, you're just worrying about being free for the first time, out of your parents' control. 21, you're now experiencing a different world, as in you can go places that serve alcohol and you're around a different set of people. Okay. 22, 23, you're learning about yourself as a person, what you like, what you don't like, and how to function with all these other grown adults around you without parental
interference,
guidance, or restriction. So 25, it depends on the person. But I would think that would be if the person realizes that that's what they want to do. Like you've said a few times, you read books on being married. You read books on how to better yourself. I think if people wanted to go that route, that's an excellent way to do it, to think about it. But just in general, an age to be married or whatever, I think when somebody realizes or thinks about, am I ready to have somebody in the house with me, in the bed, in the kitchen, in the laundry room, in the garage, every day, that person's accountable for my health and safety and well-being, and I'm accountable to theirs. And then you sprinkle in safety and security, and you sprinkle in just what can I do to bring this person peace when the world beats them up and beats us up as a couple? Because everybody outside of your house, it doesn't matter if you're single or married or whatever, everybody outside of your house is depressed. They can only talk about what they think you should have.
You're fading in and out.
Or did wrong. So I looked at it like, if they're not in your house, then they're just sitting in the crowd and making commentary. So yeah, 25 could be a good age, but some people aren't ready at 25. Period. I think you guys talked about it earlier. There's people out there that think that girls and boys or whatever should, in their 20s, try and screw everything that they can see in sight, and then maybe at 30 think about settling down. Okay, I'm never going to tell nobody no. Do your thing, float your boat, sink your sub, but you got to be prepared for the consequences of that.
Right,
both male and female. But is a guy ready to settle down at 25? The average guy,
is he?
Probably not. I don't know. Probably not. Is a girl ready to settle down, or a woman ready to settle down at 25? Don't know.
Right.
Because then I think for women, they might be thinking about, oh, well, I want to be a mother. I want to have my kids before 30 or by 30. Men don't have that concept. 25-year-old guys don't have that concept.
So do you think that women think of getting pregnant first before they get married? Do they want to be a mother better than they want to be a wife? Or more than they want to be a wife? You think they do?
My opinion on that, from what I've seen in the streets with my own eyeballs and some things online, is that it's easier and there's more things that a girl or woman can get out of society and get out of life by having a kid and not having a man. As in, once she decides if she wants to have a kid, that kid belongs to her. Unless she abuses it, nobody can tell her how to feed, raise, clothes, whatever. That's my kid. That's my child. Right. And it doesn't matter what age that she has that child at.
Right.
So let's say, let's go teenager. Let's say 18, 19, right?
Right.
She'll get the baby shower. She'll get the family attention. Oh yeah, you're having a baby. Oh, some might say, hey, you're having a kid too early. But most might not say anything. They'll just say, oh yes, congratulations, congratulations. They get an emotional boost. They could be center of attention for a while until this baby is born, that they weren't getting from their family, from their uncles, from their fathers, from their mothers or whatever. They don't get that just from having a boyfriend. They walk through their family's house with a dude. Oh, well, this is mom, dad, or aunt. This is my boyfriend, Tony. Hey, Tony, what's up? She's not getting no pat on the back for that. And he can easily be replaceable because none of the family has a physical tie to him. He doesn't mean nothing.
So we have to encourage our youngins to start either stop getting pregnant. Yes, stop getting pregnant. Use birth control.
I agree with you.
Or if you're not gonna do that, then you're gonna marry before you carry. It's gonna be one of them two. It's unacceptable what we've been doing. So we got to do something different than what we're doing. And I get it. A man feels left out or he feels pushed to the side when she has a baby and then it's just her baby. It ain't his. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing that. Thank you, Jay, for the 149 super sticker, and Jay again for the $6.99 simply for the content. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, so we got to stop doing that because we're trying to get better. We're trying to make society better, and there's a lot of missteps out here. But I think it's a matter of maturity on a lot of people's parts. It's immaturity. It's got to be. Because if you don't understand that getting pregnant and not getting married is a problem. Getting pregnant and not getting married is a problem. If you get somebody pregnant, you shouldn't be sleeping with that person if you're not willing to put a ring on it or have a relationship with the person that you get pregnant. If you're not willing to do all of those things, then we should not be out here using no protection, right? And we're hoping that you have the three things that I listed, the three things that I gave you, challenging opportunities that you have in marriages, willing to communicate, emotional maturity, figuring out that your well-being, their well-being is tied to your well-being. Because when they feel good and they're being showered with the affection, the love, the attention that is needed over here, then they're going to give the same thing over here and not be looking at it on social media, Jay, or anything else. They're not going to be looking on social media, right, Jay? They're going to be looking inside their household to get the needs fulfilled instead of being online trying to get validated. Because a lot of people get online and want to be validated. We get that. I got what you were saying, Jay. You were saying her needing to be validated or her wanting to be validated. And then that is part of why a relationship is not going to work. It's her needing
by
that
outside
validation.
Sources.
Right.
Yeah, by outside sources other than the person
You
she's
shouldn't.
with.
An emotionally mature person should never need that kind of validation,
which is insecure on her because she's.
But we don't know that.
Validation
We don't know
outside.
It depends on why she's posting. It depends on why she's posting. Because a lot of women post that back look. Because you know who taught us how to do that? Kimberly Kardashian. She said, when you need to take a picture, you put it down there next to your thigh and then take a picture of your butt. And that's how you looking back up. I remember years ago. That's what
She got all that sucked out and taken out, didn't she?
But she sure had them girls doing that pose.
Sure did. Looking just like her too. They still trying to look like her. Can't stand it.
And that's her problem. That's the problem with the ladies today. They want to be another Kim Kardashian because she don't have no skills. The only thing she got is that big butt and that beauty that she has. But they ain't like that.
She I'm not even gonna talk about that.
She's not a beautiful woman.
She look all right. Look, I'm not going by surgical Kim Kardashian, how she looks. I'm going by old, regular, closet designing Kim Kardashian. Paris Hilton's friend. Tag along.
When Kim was 30, when Kim was 34, 35, Kim was out of this world, stratosphere.
And it's all, come on. I've seen unedited pictures of her. It's not what you think.
I've seen that. I've seen the pictures of her.
It looked like, you know them bean bags with the it's like a balloon. You put the little beads in it, and that's what that it just looked like somebody just did a whole thing back there. It's all jumbled up and it's discombobulated.
But she had it all taken out though, right?
I guess so.
You know, she got it all taken out. And it was all fabricated. I get all of that. It was all make believe. But she is
I don't mind a natural woman. Like
and you know, I don't even think she's the prettiest one. I don't even think she's the prettiest one. I actually think the most natural one is that older girl. What's her name? I forgot.
Courtney.
Yeah, I think she's more
beautiful. She took the longest to do anything to her body. That's why.
Right.
Yeah.
And she looks beautiful and natural the way she is. Right. But I'm saying there's a lot of women who get on there and need that validation. We got to put into these young ladies that you don't need that kind of validation. What you need is to read, get maturity under your belt, figure out that this is not the way to get yourself a husband. This is not the way to find yourself a spouse in 2025, 6, 7, and 8. We need the young ladies to be looking out for mature individuals, and you need to be mature too. Raquel, no more bikini pic. Her husband, wait a minute, hold on. Let's be clear. If her husband says it's okay for her to post bikini pics, then it's okay for her to post bikini pics. That's what your individual man says. If your individual man says it's okay to post bikini pics, it should be okay for her to post bikini pics. It's up to that individual man, right or wrong.
That's right. I mean, you got it there.
I mean, if he's comfortable with her wearing bikini pics because he understands Raquel and her man been together so damn long, he ain't concerned about who looks at his beautiful woman. Because he knows she ain't going nowhere. She knows he ain't going nowhere. See, that comes from security. That comes from being secure. That comes from him not being insecure. Because the first thing when I get involved with you and the first thing you say to me is, I got to get on social media, I'm going to think something is wrong with you. Why I got to get off social media? What the heck? That's what I would be saying. Why I got to get off social media and I'm not posting nothing but regular bikini pics? That's if I was dating someone.
I'm gonna go get the gray sweatpants out then, and then we're gonna see.
Women don't care about that.
Okay.
Let my husband get on there and I see that 9-10 inch. I'm be like, yeah, that's me, all me.
And then you'll be like, hey, why your phone keep buzzing over there? I don't know. It's just notifications.
Oh, you ain't gave out the phone number because I wouldn't worry about that because if it's me and you ain't gave out no phone number. You just doing it for the clout. Why would you need to get your phone number out if you did anything like that?
On Instagram. They just it's just notifications on Instagram. It's just coming up. They call him Slick Willie.
Like, look, if every beautiful woman got on Instagram and she kept getting notification after notification, look, I get on Messenger and my shit ping all damn day. If my husband was insecure in that, we would have had a problem. We would have a problem. But he's not insecure in that because he knows I'm not answering those phone calls. I don't have any until I figured out how to turn that off. For the past 2 weeks, that's all. When I got on Facebook, that's all I got was ping, 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 ping. But I didn't know how to turn it off until my daughter said, Mom, you're a retard. Learn to turn that stuff off, right? So I didn't know. And that's exactly what she put.
She definitely your daughter.
Right. She's like, you retard. What are you doing? I was like, I don't know how to turn this stuff off. Turn this shit off. Log into my account and turn that stuff off. Right. So she figured out, she turned it off and blah, blah, blah. Man, she said, you don't need to be on social media because you don't have no game. I was like, I'm not trying to have that.
If I said
that, I'm saying a woman who gets on there and she has that, and a man who gets on there and has that, he doesn't necessarily look for something sexual to happen. They just don't, But I see where the problem lies. The problem lies in these relationships. People get into these relationships too soon. and the maturity is not there. And thinking about another person and what they need is not there.
Too soon for our current environment. Like I said, the people that's grown up with the microwave generations, that it's too soon for them. Because before, people was getting together at 16, 17 and staying together, just staying together.
Yes. So I'm saying this generation,
first baby at 21, 20.
This generation that wants to be in a relationship, that wants to get married, that wants to actually have something, they gotta figure out how to navigate that social media. You gotta be okay with having validation from that one man or that one woman. You gotta be okay with that. And the man has to be okay with, you got a beautiful woman. You got a beautiful woman. And that's the way you got to look at it. That's all I need to say. You got a beautiful woman.
It? Not going to finish? You got a beautiful woman and
you have to be used to men
looking supposed to let everybody look at her every which way.
You can't stop it. You can't stop it, Jay. You can't stop how some man is gonna oogle me in the line at the public sandwich store.
I'm not talking about in public because you're in the public space. I'm talking about what you make public.
We have already said they are born to the social media. So if they are born to the social media, we can't stop a woman from being seen on social media.
HQ, I'll be brief. I'm in the gym. Right now. I'll be brief. Raquel, no more bikini pics, Raquel. No more bikini pics.
I should have never said that.
We don't need that.
Son at the beach. I am with my family at the beach.
Hey, Raquel, you know I'm a troll. You know I'm a troll. You know I'll be doing that. Oh, and one more thing, HQ. Hey, when y'all do that critique shaming thing, hey, I want in. So when y'all shame all the women on IG, I want in. I want to be part of it. Y'all gotta let me in on it. But hey, I'm gonna get back to my workout, man. Peace and love to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you,
social media is not
your
the public.
husband,
It's
your
what you
husband
make
didn't
public.
have a problem. You said what?
No,
I'm just
but also I don't show anything. Like, I'm very petite, HQ, so I don't have nothing jiggling, so maybe it's because there's not a plethora up here and a plethora down here that he doesn't mind it. But it's not something that I do every summer or every time we go to the beach. But there are pictures of me walking my son out into the ocean and I'm holding him like for dear life, or and then there's one where I'm at a bachelorette party and we wore bikinis while we were there because we couldn't travel out of town. Her husband plays professional football and he wasn't going to have that. So we just did a bachelorette party at her house and we brought the beach to her house,
Because he knows what happens on those girls trips. That's why.
And look, I'm not gonna disagree with you all. It does go down on girls trips,
right?
And so we were cool with it, and it was like 100+ girls at his house. He made sure we had everything we needed. Him and his friends stayed upstairs and kind of watched from the balcony. And
they did watch from the balcony.
Because he wanted to make
100
sure
girls in bikinis.
Well, some of the girls have, there are some women that will call men to your house, so you do need to stick around and make sure that no other man is on your doorbell ringer, because we do unfortunately know women that don't have any couth that would invite another man to another woman's house. And it wouldn't look well for a man to be knocking at my door, while I'm having a party that my husband doesn't know is coming, but yeah, I mean, I agree, Jay. I don't have any look back at it pictures, but I'm also not under a bed sheet when I'm online.
I'm not saying I'm not talking about burqa. You Raquel, look at you now. Just regular.
But okay. So when I shoot my videos, I like to be like this. Right. But on Saturdays, when I'm on with Mr. Walker and Gavin X, I'm not this frumpy because I understand that there's like not a gimmick to the show. But
no, I get what you're saying.
The
it's presentation for the show.
So I need to sex it up a little bit. You know, not sex it up, but just kind of be more feminine and girly in what I'm doing, because really all I'm giving is my opinion. But when I'm talking about something that I feel passionate about, I don't want anybody looking at my cleavage. I want them to listen to what I'm saying. You know, when I'm shooting my videos. But even with that, my husband he'll walk by and he'll be like, "Hey, pull that shit up." You know, like he'll walk by the window and he'll be like, pull that shit up, you know,
get it up.
I'll forget when I'm talking to y'all, and then he'll see that I like my delicatesse is too into the camera. But he's cool with letting me know, and he knows I will make adjustments for him, and I always have. From the conversation when I told y'all on my prom night, you know, he's 3 years older than me. I had a fancy car. I wanted to hang out with him because he was older and knew all the cool spots. And I wanted to be grown, and I put on this really short stinking dress, and he was like, yeah, okay, we'll go out, but I'm not going to walk the strip with you because I'm not going to feel like fighting 10 men. And I didn't give him any pushback. I stayed my ass in the car. I let him drive, and I've always defaulted to his guidance. So if he thinks it's stankin', I ain't wearing it out of the house. But once I'm out of the house and he's giving me that approval, Jay, I'm going to take a picture if I feel like I'm fly.
Oh, that's fine.
That shouldn't piss you off that I'm getting heart eyes under my picture.
Right.
And, you know, and people are like, you know, like that.
We can't help. You can't help the response that we get.
Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. I'm not talking about a picture where your friend came into town, y'all went out downtown, and you dressed up nice, and you had a skirt on or whatever. I'm not talking about that, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about I can scroll through. I can see the whole picture with all the thumbnails, and all I see is you looking back over your shoulder.
No, I get that. But you shouldn't. If you are dating a woman and you see pictures like that on Instagram, that should be a red flag or an indication to you that she's just a fun girl.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about I'm in a relationship. That is a red flag. How can you say that you're going for a relationship when you're doing that stuff?
She already has those pics out there, and you come in the picture. You can't expect her to take those pictures down and say, "Oh no, I need you to take away all those." No, you can't expect her to do that because she's already out there. That's what attracted you in the first place. I could see going forward. You say, "Please don't do that," and then she said, "Okay, I'm not doing no look behind pictures." But you can't expect her to take all the pictures she has put up there for months and years down because you're uncomfortable with them.
And that's how you caught her, because you was looking at that big booty too. Right. But so y'all,
I'm not even doing that.
So y'all know that gray sweatpants are thottish for men. Y'all know that.
They know it's thottish, girl. They know it's thottish. That's why he said it. And first I'm so damn old, I didn't even know what he was saying until I thought.
And I ain't wearing no drawers underneath either.
So my husband just out here playing dumb. So when I get upstairs, I'm gonna have to get to poking holes in them sweatpants.
We don't wear that for women. What are y'all talking about? We don't wear that for y'all. These are comfortable. I'm just trying to be comfortable in public.
Yeah, right.
Stop being so insecure.
Raquel, you see the bullshit?
Yeah.
You don't wear them pants for women? What you wearing for then?
So what? I got them pull them up around my navel. They comfortable. That's what I mean.
Jay, what did I tell you? They're not going to get it. What did I tell you?
They don't because they don't. I guess it's just like it's neurological. It's like in our brains. It's a chemical response. Men see things different. We are going to forever see things differently.
But would you tell him he got to take all of that down? If that's what he did, if he had already did it, would you make him take all of that
No,
down?
I wouldn't make him take it down, but like I would be like the next one that he puts up there while we're together, I might be like, well, dang, like you got that package showing, don't it? Like, why you
legs spread in the chair?
If we together, then I would have a problem. But before that, I
sitting off the edge of the bed like that one dude.
You wild.
Jay, please stop.
But listen, but if you had your daughter, she's graduating high school and going into college or something like that, and then that summer she decide, okay, I'm a grown woman now. She started buying all this little skimpy stuff and posting stuff on social media, knowing she's going to like a a big party school or something like that. And you're like, I never see her stuff. Go across her page and all her stuff is looking back over the shoulder and stuff like that. You know where she's going. What would you say to her about her social media if that's the image that she's putting out, knowing how others are going to perceive that going to this new place? They don't know her. They don't see her. She's just a new freshman coming in. They what's that? Oh, what's her name? What's her social media? They gonna see her social media. What would you say?
That her professors are likely the people that are going to be helping her get her next job or her next internship. So I would be reminding my daughter that just because you get to go out of the house and be your own kind of grown woman, there are consequences that come behind you marketing yourself that way. Before you have your college education, you need those people to be on your side. And it's not going to be easy to win over female professors when you're leading with your ass and your breasts out. And these are the women that we are going to need letters of recommendations from. So that's what I would say to her. Now, is she going to listen to me? I don't know. I would hope so. I didn't go too far off the beaten path. And those were the kind of conversations my mom had with me.
I mean, I would have that same conversation. I would have the same conversation with her. And I would stress to her that you want a certain image out there. You want to have a certain image that you show the world, especially before you get into the professional world. Do you want people to look at you and say, that's all they see is your butt? Do you want people to look at you and say, I see a nice, well-dressed, well-groomed young lady? Which one do you want them to see? Because I, as your mother, do not want to see you looking back. And I and your dad darn sure don't let dad see it, because dad will have a fit, right? My daughters knew, I have 4. My daughters knew it's not going to happen like that. You better not be on social media with your tail out, because he would have marched right into that room and said, take it down, and take it down right now. He would have did that. So my daughters knew from day one, there were certain things you couldn't do with a father like this, and certain things you can do with a different father. This father ain't having none of that.
And that was
right?
A good man.
Well, thank you. Because they knew, all 4 of them knew. And to this day, 2 of them don't get on social media. And no, I'm sorry. 3 of them really don't get on social media. And it's only 1 that gets on social media.
Pull them up right now.
The rest of them don't. Had nothing to do with it.
Jay, you better leave her daughters alone.
They don't fool with it. I mean, they post pic, they post pic every once in a while. But other than that,
bro.
But it's so funny that y'all can say this, and y'all both spoke from the heart when y'all was talking about that, because y'all just had that vision. Just wanted to, hopefully she can just heed my words and listen to what I'm saying. And she,
I'm not finna threaten.
So what's the difference between giving that advice to them or having that same mindset for them versus every other woman? It's just, even though they're not going to do it.
We get it. We get what you mean. I guess
I get so much pushback
because like Gavin and Mr. Walker say, like, there are some women who are wives, right? And they're going to listen to they're going to take heed to the advice. And then there's some women who are just hyenas who
I understand
aren't
that
going to
the world
listen.
needs hoes. We need hoes. It's just a part of life. It's always going to be
concubines.
You heard me, HQ. You heard me, HQ. The world we need hoes.
Concubines.
We need hoes for 2 different reasons. So you can point and say, don't do that. But when you're young, you say, I want to go and do that.
Yeah, we can offer the advice. We can offer
hypocrisy,
the
but it's the truth.
And we can offer the counsel. But see, it comes from how you were raised too. It comes from how you were raised. I was raised to be very. Let's put it this way. I never went to school with boys until I went to college. I grew up in I went to Catholic schools, and if you know anything about Catholic schools, it's all girls school, or it's a Catholic school where you wear a uniform. So I wore a uniform all my years in school, all the way through high school. I went to a high school, and it was just all girls. So I never had access to boys until I was older, until I graduated from high school, right? I mean, I knew boys, but I didn't have any access to boys. You know what I'm saying? So it comes from the way you were raised as well. Did you have such a long leash that you got to do all the things you wanted to do and got yourself in trouble, right? I was determined after I had my 2 that I wasn't going to let my daughters get out there and, get pregnant, teenager, early 20s. All of my girls, none of my girls had babies before they got married, before they got 25. So it wasn't a matter of, I just made sure that I marched all of them down to the health department and put them all on birth control. All 4 of y'all, right in a row. No, let's go. I trust you, but I don't want you to have a baby on me. I just don't want you to have a baby on me. When you become 25 or 20, good enough. Do your thing, because you're a grown adult. But on me, I'm going to do my job as a mother, and I'm going to make sure that you don't struggle before it's time for you to struggle. That's it.
HQ. I'm 100% on that. Right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rockwell.
No, you go ahead, Stephen. I'm sorry.
I'll say I don't have any kids, but I'll say that I'm 100% agree with you on that, because sometimes adults forget that hormones at certain ages play a huge role.
Right.
I'm around teenagers, and I see how they act. I see how they move and whatever. And sometimes they just loud for no reason, do dumb stuff for no reason or whatever, because they got the hormones and they got the energy. Right. So a good daughter, a good son, or whatever, that, basically when your kid is a mess up. You know that they're going to be stupid, right? You know when they're going to be hard-headed.
You got to have that fear of the father in the house. You got to have the fear of the father in the house, because I promised myself when I was a teenager that I would never put my hands on another human being. And so far, I have not done that. But my husband, on the other hand, grabbed that chair. And I was like, oh, Lord, don't kill my baby. Don't kill my baby.
Yep.
But that was his thing. And I said I never put my hands on girls. So they were afraid of him. So they never stepped out of line. The boys never stepped out of line. So I never had that problem. So, but you got to have the man in the household in order for that unit to work. A woman just raising kids, sometimes that fear don't work when you do it. That fear work when that man do it. That fear works when he do it, when he put it down. Look, you better not jump outside that window after 8 o'clock. I better not see no boys in your room after 8 o'clock. I better not see that. My husband used to put it down to them all right in a row, sit them all right in a row. I better not see this. I better not see that. I'm fucking you up. That's exactly how he would put it. If I see this, I'm fucking you up. I'm just letting you know that as your father, I'm telling you the girls and I'm telling you the boys, we're going to have an issue up in here if this happens. So you understand the rules. My husband was like, you understand the rules, right? Kids would be like, yeah, we get it. He'd line them up like soldiers and march them into that going. I don't want to see you after 8 o'clock. I don't want to see y'all after that, military way, right?
Yeah. I think
so again, the women are not like that these days, or the kids are not like that these days, or don't have that structure. And that's part of our problem. We don't have the structure in the house when we don't have two parents in the house that really want to raise good kids.
I think there's that,
beings, right?
And there's the fact of what Bernie Mac said in Kings of Comedy, grandmama's gone.
Yeah.
Because my biological father was not in the house, right? Mm-hmm. But from my age like 8 onward. But my mom was there. And I can back the story up by saying I can see boys who are football players, seniors in high school. They're 6'5", 230, 260, right? And their mom storm onto the field or storm up to the school and grab their son by the collar of his shirt and say, boy, I told you you better not get in trouble. I told you get suspended one more time, blah, 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 blah. And that boy will have his head down. Sorry, mom. It depends on how she raised him from a boy on. And I can also say, I used to hate, my mom was a tough mom. I used to hate when I used to get in trouble. I was made to walk out in the backyard and get my switch and carry it back in. And she told me, it better not be a small one. Because if she's got to go out there, I'm going to get it twice as good.
I'd get the biggest one for my grandma. She'd be so proud of me and everybody would be looking at me mad, but I'd bring a whole branch back. Like, if you're going to use it, you're going to be happy with the one
y'all remember them? Y'all remember them switches where it had the leaves on it? And that's all you had to do was go just like this and all the leaves would come off, go shh. And then you got a big gigantic boy right outside the back door. Right
outside. Be a green
switch.
If she could break it, it didn't work. It had to come back, had that bend in it.
Oh,
had a good taper down at the end. Go ahead.
See, y'all know, but see,
I know,
that fear of
that was my grandmother
isn't there anymore.
That fear.
And
do they have the healthy fear like they do now? Because I ain't met to it. They don't have that healthy fear. Thank you, Hank, for the $2 super sticker. HQ, you are windmilling again, ma'am. Thank you very much, Hank, the basement. Thank you.
Check your Cash App. Check your Cash App.
Do they have? I don't even know where the doggone phone is. I'd be doggone. Yeah, I will. But I don't even know why they don't have fear these days. Why don't they have fear these days? Because there's nothing to fear after a certain time. I'm as big as you. I'm as big as my mama.
No, because my mom hit me in the chest at 16.
What?
Yeah, I talked back. My father was gone because he went down to see his, because he didn't know his dad. So he went down to see his dad on his deathbed. He didn't let me go with him down in Miami. And she said, your father told you to do some stuff now. I don't want to have to tell you. I'm like, well, he's not here. So, and my mom, we was in the laundry room. My mom, she turned in the just right to
we get
right
tired,
to my chest.
Tired.
I was like, all right.
Why do y'all do that? Like, it's like when dad says something, y'all act quickly and swiftly.
My dad didn't.
But I have to convince my son. Like, I'll say, Nevin, you need to take the dog out. Well, I just took him out. It's like, but why do you talk to me like that? But I don't ever hear you talk to your father. That's why y'all get folded up in the laundry room. Because we get tired of that.
I tell you one story. My oldest son, decided he wasn't going to eat something my husband cooked. They were both in the kitchen. And I heard my son say, I ain't eating that. And all I heard was boom, 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 boom. I ran into the kitchen and my son was on the floor. I was like, please don't kill me, baby. Don't please kill me. I grabbed him up off the floor. You better get your ass out of this house. You better don't you come back here until it get dark. Don't you come back here until it get dark. And he must have been about 15, 16. So he knew after that, you really didn't have no problem for my kids. But when he said, my husband was like, no, I will put you away if you tell me no, and I pay the bills up in here. That's just the way my husband was. I will fold you up in here. I just went in that kitchen and my kid was on the ground and I was like, no way, no, don't kill him. That's all I could think. Please don't kill that boy. Please don't kill that boy. And it's a thing when you have two people in the house, a mother for the softness and a father for the discipline and the hardness and the fear and love. So don't get me wrong. He just shows the fear and discipline. He also shows love too. He shows the man how to treat a woman. Because I never wanted to be in a house where my son and daughters did not learn how to treat a partner. You know what I'm saying? Show love to another human being, right? And so we made sure that we showed them that. When we fought, we went into the bedroom. When we were showing love and relaxation and fun and teasing, we were always in front of the kids. So they knew this is how you show love to another person that you're in a relationship with, right? A mother and a father. And that's very important today. I hate that we don't have a lot of that today, but it's needed. We need to bring it back. Okay. Families need to put themselves in a position where they are successful. And that means mature human beings. Before you get into relationships, mature human beings, or try to at least grow into that role of being a mature human being. Because I get it. A lot of people get in relationships, they have babies early and this, that, and the other. But they at least need to try. You at least need to try to get along with another person. At least try to be cooperative. At least try to be mature in a relationship and think of somebody else before you open your mouth and be a hyena. Try to do those things first, right? Because otherwise it ain't nothing gonna work if we can't get you can't get people to think of other people first. That's why I put it on the list as things that we need to do in order to sustain the relationship. Caring about somebody other than yourself, willing to work on conflict, and being an emotionally mature person. If you ain't got none of those three, it ain't gonna work.
No,
it's not gonna work. One is solid, and the other two comes along as you grow older, as you get older, right?
And a woman learning how to vet a man for his leadership, and then once you're in a relationship with him, follow his leadership and trusting his leadership.
Yeah, but she has to have maturity too. She just can't be a goofy and walk into a relationship and think I think because we both come from the same upbringing. He came from a single mama household just like she did. He don't know no more than she do. That's the way I look at it. Them type people don't know more than each other. They both learning on how to work. So if he's half there, I'm not saying all, I'm saying the bulk. If he's half there with being raised by a female and he's under that 69, he's under that order 69, 66, it's going to be difficult to deal with her because she's going to run all over him. They both came from the same dynamic. You can't just vet a man for his leadership. He's got to be y'all both got to be having different skill sets in order to complement each other. Because if you come from the same background, know the same stuff, know the same garbage, no big mama, under big mama's wing, under big mama's orders, you a simp and she gonna run all over you. She a big mama, extra big mama, and you a simp and you gonna do whatever she say to please her. And that's not how a marriage is gonna last if you do everything she say.
I'm gonna make sure my daughter knows one of the number one biggest red flags is if he was raised by a single mom. Don't talk to him.
No, I'm not saying don't talk to him. What I'm
No,
saying is you got
I'ma
to have a
say don't talk to
conversation with
him.
this person.
I'ma say don't talk to him.
My husband was raised by a single mom and had
Yeah.
an older sister and a younger sister,
Right.
and he would say the same thing. If my son was a daughter,
Mm-hmm.
he would probably say the same thing.
Right.
But because he was the only man in the
Mm-hmm.
house, he
Mm-hmm.
acted like the father. He
Ah.
acted like, like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the son husband, I guess, so to
Right.
speak, because he was paying his mother's bills, and when his mother needed to get the girls in line, she would go to him to help her do it,
So he
but
already had the maturity. He
he
already had a
did.
mature set of mind going in. Okay.
Yes, that's why I really
Well,
liked
yeah,
him.
he must have had that in him because a lot of them
Yes.
now, their emotions is not masculine emotions.
And that's what
No,
I'm
I
I
joke
saying.
get
around a
that.
It's
lot,
got to
but
be in
when
him.
it comes time for stuff,
Yeah.
man, those
I'm
are
saying
not
it's got to
masculine
be in him
emotions.
already. It's got to be. You got to have the makings of it. It's just not a matter of finding a man.
Right.
He's got to have the makings of maturity in him. Just like you have to have the making. Your mama was a hoe. I mean, your mama was this way.
Mhm.
You know you don't want to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Your
Talk
mama
about
was
women
Yeah.
like
this
that,
way.
girl.
You know you don't want to be that way. So you do direct opposite of what she does, and you build a mature background without her influence. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of women out here go directly opposite of what they mama do.
And Jay, my brother and me were raised in the same house. He's 5 years younger than me. He's 38.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a mom and dad, and my mom and dad are well off, and you wouldn't want him dating your daughter.
Oh,
You
yeah.
would prefer for it to be
Right.
my husband to come and pick her
I,
up,
I'm not gonna say
rather
who,
than
but I
my
know
brother
somebody
who
just
has
like
a
that
mom and
as
dad.
well.
Say that again.
I know somebody I said I'm not gonna say who
Yeah.
it is, but I know somebody that should have the upper hand on everything
And
and is
doesn't.
still not the person that you.
Right,
Yeah,
But
right.
yeah.
we're
So
not saying that every person that's born that has two parents has all of that. I'm saying when you go to vet somebody, you look and see if they have the emotional maturity, if they know how to handle conflict, they know how to handle their emotions, they know how to deal with somebody going off. If they know how to do all of these things, you look and see if they're mature enough to deal with it. Not necessarily because there's plenty of single people that are good people that know how to conduct themselves in relationships. So they understand all of this. And then there's
Sure.
people who've been raised with two people, a father and a mother, who are goofy. So it's a matter of trying to find these characteristics in these people first.
yeah.
Oh,
It just
red card.
is.
Red card.
You said what?
That's what my daughter.
What
I
is
tell
that?
my daughters
Red flag.
as soon as you see a guy and you ask him, "Was your father in the house?" He say no, do an about face and walk away.
Was it Mr. Walker? It is Mr. Walker.
Yo,
Okay, Mr.
yo,
Walker,
yo,
$5.
yo,
Is
my
that you,
bad.
Mr.?
Yeah, that's me. How y'all doing?
Thank you for the super chat. In Michigan, we had a bush that only grew only grew switches. Me too, Mr. Walker.
Hey, I agree with Jay Tillman. Like, I was not aware of the perils of growing up under a single mom until I got introduced to this YouTube space. And I said it before because my mom was very thuggish and brutish. So I didn't grow up being feminine because she actually would say, she's like, you ain't gonna be no bitch, you know. And that was part of her thing because
And you aren't.
yeah, I appreciate it. But the thing was, I still grew up in an environment where men were not taught to regulate their emotions. And I had to learn that through football and coaches. Like I don't know how long it took, but that's the biggest thing. Like growing up in that environment, you take being unhinged as being tough and rough just because you would knock a sucker out for stepping on your shoes. That's not tough. That's lack of emotional, intelligence and control. But I agree with Jay, and I love that he said that. Like guys, even the brother Omar in the chat, all of us raised by single moms, don't take offense, to someone saying they wouldn't
would recommend their daughter dealing with a guy, you know, that was raised by a single mom. I'd be damned if my daughter tried to bring a young me home. It's over.
I mean, I look at it this way. You gotta really vet a person. I never introduced anybody to my family. I never really introduced them to it until I thought about who they were and what they were. Okay, I had a baby daddy. You know, I had a baby daddy too. He's a baby daddy. Both kids are by him, right? Nice human being. He just didn't want to marry me. Wanted to still be in a relationship, but he didn't want to marry me. Later on, when we got older, when my husband died, he came back around. Like, oh, you're a widow now. Oh, I was like, no. And then my old
they was doing
like,
that. They was doing that when your husband passed away. They were coming back around, like.
No, the baby dad, the father of my two children. Yeah, he after, you know, like a year or two after.
Wow.
He not came around, but he was more like, I really regretted us not getting together. I really regretted that.
Wow.
And that's what he said. So I was like, as soon as you were gone, I knew it was done. You know, I couldn't wait around for you.
Y'all were married 30 years, and he said that after 30 years. Wow.
Yeah, he said he was like because he has not been able to get married or sustain a relationship. I had his first two children. Right, we were in college. I had his first two children, and then from then on, he's had 7 other ones after that.
Oh my goodness. HQ, is he 666? Is he 666? Oh.
Mm-hmm. And he had, you know, he had 7 other kids after that, but he never got married. He never did any of those things. And I just so happened to, you know, he would always visit my parents when I wasn't there, and I didn't live in the town that I was born in, and he would go visit my parents because my parents knew he was the father of my 2 kids, so he'd go visit them. And one day I found him, I saw him, met him, and he was over my parents' house. And then I came outside, and he came outside, and then he said that to me. And I was like, you're lost, man. You're lost. You know, I thank you. I appreciate that. It validates some things, and then it was other things. He just had issues that he wanted to deal with, and he didn't want to be married, and it was what it was. I never held anything. I never thought about him. After I got with my husband, I never thought about him, not one more time. Just was like my brain just got erased of him. That was it. Because
that's
I didn't
very honest that you said it validated some things and it like confirmed other things for you. Right. Like even like 30 years later, there's still something, you know, like you can put. Not that it wasn't over because it was over, but you can have like peace with it, you know. Right.
I had settled in my mind. I had settled already in my mind I was not going to be with this person. You know, soon as you talk. See, I'm one of those people where if you say it's over, I don't think of you ever again. I just don't think of you ever again.
I do. I'm crying.
I just never thought of him. Once we left college together, because we left college together and we separated because I had my 2 children in college. Once we separated and we went our different way, and it was a year later I met my husband. I never thought about him ever again. It was just done. It was it, and I moved forward because I'm that type person. I can cut you off like that and then move it in a different direction. I just am that type person. So I mean, I get it. I get the dragging of a relationship, the dragging on of a relationship, but I try to be mature about it, you know, and not scream rah rah rah. Why didn't you want to marry me and this, that, and the third? It just is what it is. You just move on and try to do better. I moved on, had the 2 children, and I tried to do better. And I can only say, did I do better? I thought I did better. You know, he didn't have to turn around and say, I'll take you and your 2 children. He didn't have to say that at all. Right. But he never not once asked me, why did you have 2 kids? he never not once said, I don't want to be bothered with 2 kids. He never not once said that. The only thing he said to me was, it's a microwave and I got to take it. And that's it. And
no, he said, I like you and I want you.
That's it. That's it.
You said after your husband passed away, your baby dads tried to jump back in your inbox?
No, he was at my parents' house one day because my parents and him had never lost contact. Huh?
He was trying to. He was trying
to. He had kept in contact with my sister and he kept in contact with my parents, right? And I came down to my parents' house one day because I lived across town. My parents lived, near my sister. I came over there and he was there. Mm-hmm. I was like, "What you doing here?" And then he came outside and he was like, "Oh, you looking real good." I was like, "Yeah."
I bet.
And your point is what?
You see, look, and that's why we always make the argument that Nug can always get the cheeks of his baby mom. Because at least he think he can. At least he think he can. He tried.
But I had put him like way in the rear view. I had put him in the rear view 30 years prior, right? Put him in the rear view 30 years prior. So I was like, well, I appreciate it. But he was like, "Are you playing?" This was before. I think this was before we moved to Peachtree City. And he was like, "Oh, you moving down there?" I was thinking, "Oh, no. No. Don't even get it in your mind."
Trying to,
I was like, "Don't even get it in your mind. You stay right on up there in Chicago. Don't even be doing none of that. No, we ain't doing none of that. I don't go backwards. We ain't doing that." So, yeah, it validated a couple things, and then it kind of put other things, into perspective. Like, okay, but then I thought he was immature when we were together. This was a red flag. I didn't see it then. I see it now. I see all of these things. And that's why I try to tell young women, if you don't have these things in place, emotional maturity is so very vital. And people say, "I don't know what emotional maturity." It means you need to be able to look at other people and put yourself in their shoes and sympathize and empathize. And that's not a simp trait. That's just a regular human being trait. Can I look at this person and say, "I understand your pain and I will help you through that pain if we're married, if we're in a relationship," right? And a lot of people will be ready to walk out the door. "I ain't being bothered with you. Them red flags, your red flags. I got the same baggage as you. We both should have addressed that baggage before we got together. Or you should at least manage your baggage before we got together." You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at baggage as a bag that we all have on our back. We all have a bag on our back. Some is bigger than others. Sometimes people take their bag out and throw it all over the floor and everybody see it. Some of us keep the bag on our back and then we take it out when we're alone and we mind it, we grind it, we rub it, and we make it into a palatable thing to carry. Mm-hmm. So everybody has a bag on their back. It's just, are you one of those people who bring your shit out and throw it in front of everybody? Every time you get hurt, you throw it out there on everybody. Every time you want to say something crazy, you throw it out there. Or are you one of those people that take it out when you're alone and put it in perspective, mold it and grind it till it's small and it doesn't affect you anymore? Are you one of those people? Right?
Well, those are two different paths.
You're looking for one of those people who know how to make it amiable, who knows how to mold it into a manageable trauma. Mm-hmm. Right? Have you addressed it? Okay, I've been to counseling. I've done this. That's molding it. Going to counseling, talking to people, addressing it. But if you've been graped and you haven't addressed it, you haven't talked to anybody about it, you were beat as a kid, and you haven't talked to anybody about it, you have all of that crap in your bag and it's just waiting to spill or get knocked over.
I got a question. How do you know if someone has dealt with this? So how are you supposed to know if someone has dealt with, their past traumas? Which is one way you can tell? I have an idea, but what do you think, HQ?
How they react to situations that would be normally a normal reaction, and it's a different reaction. It's drama all the time, drama, or it's crying and acting up all the time, or every time I say something wrong, you calling me a B and a C and a ada. Or you calling me a bitch, S-N word all the time. You calling me names all the time. You don't know how to address me correctly. I ask you to go buy me dinner, and you go buy dinner and you just buy yourself dinner, or you're not paying attention to my needs and you just paying attention to what you need.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you don't have no emotional maturity because you haven't matured past the point where you had that trauma. So therefore you're not mature enough to even function in our relationship correctly, adequately, maturely, right? And a lot of people are there, and some people deal with it, but some people don't deal with it. A lot of people don't. They just hold it and they got it tight and it's on their back and it's always there, and you know it's always there, and you don't know how to get them to pull it out unless they calling you a name. Unless they cussing at you, beating on you, calling you, doing this, not going to work, doing drugs, doing all of these things.
Yeah,
so therefore, you know there's some kind of trauma somewhere that happened, and they haven't addressed it if they continue to do all of these things.
My thing is, I agree. Apply that pressure, let life present just normal, everyday obstacles and see how they respond, and take it from there. I saw this reel where this guy admitted, he said he learned that in his relationships, it's a guy, self-accountability, he said he realized that anytime his woman came to him with anything that was going to cause him to move, get up, or exert any kind of energy, he saw it as a problem. And that was a part of his trauma he hadn't dealt with. And Mr. Six Figures, well-to-do, educated, but in the realm of his personal relationship, anytime his lady came to him, hey, the car making a funny noise, and I think this is lost on a lot of men. This is the duty and responsibility of marriage. Like, I believe in some guys getting pushback. You have to become 100% resourceful. So either you can pay for the issue to get fixed, or you can fix it yourself. But it has to be either or. Never at any moment in time can your lady look at you with a problem and you don't have a resolution. That's going to cause one of the three horsemen, and I think resentment. Because every time I come to you with an issue, you either got attitude or you can't fix it. So I think anytime you bring up an issue and it causes emotion to overflow, or if a person can't recall, past, traumas and stuff. And I think traumas are only instances that we can't learn from. So if you look back on something that bad that happened to you, like we was talking earlier about getting our butts whooped, if you can look back on that and you cannot find a lesson from it, that's trauma. You like, why was I getting beat? Why was I enduring this pain? But me, I'm like, okay, I can look back and see why I was getting my butt whooped. Like, okay, I needed that. I was hard-headed. I had to grow. It's not trauma. It's a rite of passage, a learning experience. But yeah, that's my biggest thing is I believe that you could tell folks have resolved their trauma. They should be able to talk about it without becoming emotional. If they start becoming emotional, crying, whatever, if they ain't tears of joy and relief, there is something that's unresolved.
I joke about every butt whooping I got with my parents.
I was a good kid. I was a good kid. I never got whoopings.
Say, hey man,
I was just
never
never one of those kids that got whooping.
Dad came home. You told me that he was gonna come upstairs. He came home, from his shift, and then I heard that closet open up. So I usually hear the belts move, click, 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 and I was up in my room just, man. I was like, I fell asleep because I was waiting so long. I woke up the next day. I was like, oh shoot, I ain't get no butt whooping. I'm good. So I went downstairs. We had the one bathroom. I'm in there washing up at the sink. butt naked at the sink, washing up with the washcloth. That door opened up. Soap going everywhere, man.
You see, and that's what's different. Our generation, our parents, like, you know, our generation of parents, they used to, they was petty. Like, that's messed up. I'm expecting this butt whooping on Monday. And now you gonna make me wait. I wake up Tuesday morning. Like I said, I'm in the clear. You must have forgot. And you down there waiting to sabotage me outside the bathroom door. That's messed up. Like, that's like a lot.
Been tired. Like, I ain't about to do this tonight, man. I'm too tired. And then I know my mom reminded him, you know what you forgot to do last night, don't you?
I just didn't like that, the threat of it. I was more of, I'm gonna be a good person and I'm gonna get all the other kids in trouble. Because I never got in trouble. I was a middle child. So I always had the bad news. I always told on the youngest ones and I always told on the older ones. I never got in trouble. I was a good girl.
You run around snitching.
Oh, I used to say, hey, I said to my dad, hey, Dad, my Edward was my oldest brother. Edward said he gonna put my head through a wall, Daddy. What does that mean? I used to do stuff like that.
Why are you snitching on?
Oh, you are terrible. You're the worst.
Man, that's horrible.
He is.
Oh, Daddy, he said he gonna knock me in the next week. What does that mean? I knew what it meant, but I just had to,
I'm
get
collecting
him
spiders for a week and they going right in your bed.
See, that's
I used to do stuff like that.
That's abuse. That's abuse of your female position. You go to your Daddy, big brother say he goes with it. I'm so innocent. I don't even know what that means.
And my brother used to steal the car.
He was poking at him.
Steal the car. Daddy, he came in one day because my dad used to work midnight shift. The cars moved. The Fiat is moved. It was a Fiat. The Fiat is moved. Guy, did you move the Fiat? My mother was like, no, I didn't move it. I've been like, Daddy, I thought I saw Edward in that car. And this, I thought, did you teach him how to drive, Daddy? Because I thought I saw him driving the car. Whoo, smoking. I used to do stuff like that. Oh, I remember. I was a good kid, but I knew not to get whoopings.
That don't mean you was a good kid. This just mean you didn't get caught.
If they get into trouble, I'm not getting whooped. I never got a single whooping when I was a kid. Not a single whooping when I was a kid. But they got it on both sides.
Yeah.
They got it.
That explains it all, HQ.
Fact, Chef.
I was a good kid. I knew not to get. Look, I knew quick that I wasn't gonna get a whooping. I knew quick I didn't like that. I ain't like getting them. Getting them switches out, and you seen them red welts on your body.
Character.
Man, I got a ton of whooping stories.
Knives, broomsticks. My mom, she beat me a lot. She was very abusive.
Broomsticks. I ain't never got no broomstick.
For anything that I did, it was just for not being perfect. Not wiping out the sink after you wash the dishes. Not that I didn't wash the dishes, but because I left water in the sink, or maybe I dropped a little coffee in the microwave when I was pulling her coffee out, stuff like that. So that's why, like, when certain things, I'll just be watching y'all because it activates my, like, I could never run from her.
Right.
So I would just have to, like, fold myself internally. So this Saturday, it was happening a lot. Like, people were thinking I was sleepy, but really the way Leon King and the other guy were yelling at each other, it was like triggering like a little girl response in me to kind of just.
Somebody told me to look at that stream because that stream was kind of wild. After they joined the panel, somebody told me to look at that stream because it got kind of wild.
So HQ, that kind of wild is not even
touching
close
it.
to it.
You
No.
gotta watch that stream.
Really wild.
I
Extremely
would have tried. I
wild.
would have tried to make it back. I would have tried to make it back if I would have remembered that it was the Royal Rumble. I thought it was next weekend because this is the week. It'd be the 3rd. I thought it was going to be this weekend, so I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll be fine." And then when I realized somebody said it was the Royal Rumble and everybody was there, I was like, "Oh man, I definitely wanted to come." But I'm glad I missed it because they would have triggered me too.
And Gavin think he's slick too.
Threatening each other. They were threatening.
Gavin had that gasoline.
Yeah, it was like when
he just fade into the background.
That's Gavin. That's him.
Gasoline.
He always throwing stuff out. He always throwing stuff out. And
he'd come out. He'd send them away. All right, we're gonna calm that down. I'm gonna just bring them up one at a time. He'd bring them back up at the same time.
And then he would roll back like this and just be like,
just come back. He'd be like this.
And Mr. Walker, he was even speechless at a moment and wanted to, like, it looked like he wanted to hurt someone really bad. When Gavin put the camera on him, I was like, I thought he was going to end the show because Leon went completely left.
I was his mask on.
Yeah, I was shutting up because it got wild. I ain't even gonna repeat you gotta check it out. When you miss one, it was legendary. It got real.
It was jail threats. Jailhouse threats was happening in there.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that stream tomorrow. I'm gonna watch that stream while I'm going to where I'm going. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna try. Somebody said you need to watch it because it'd be too funny. What happened?
It's like the last hour.
I start taking strays.
It's the last hour about. Yeah.
I misspoke one time. I made a mistake and didn't direct each thing to each person by mistake. Maybe I was just fueled up or whatever. But then I started taking strays.
Well,
and then
Jay,
Raquel gonna get on the side. Well, Jay, Jay did.
Okay. So let me just say, because I'm being real with y'all. So my little girl inside of me was activated. I just was trying to calm everything down again, so if I can just give everybody a little win, that's what I try to do. It's like, okay, let's not knock each other out anymore. Like, okay, Mr. 66, you were right about this. Jay, you were right about that. Leon, you were, it was wrong just like HQ. It was so hard without you because there was no, I don't know how to do that comedy shtick thing that you do. And it was all the men it was like a sword fight. Everything was just like, it was too much.
They said y'all just got outrageous.
Yes, that's sword fight.
Y'all got outrageous from the minute they came up on stage. Y'all got outrageous, and I was like, "Really? I missed all of that.
Jay, it was a sword fight when Mr. 66 said, "Could he share his screen?" And he was doing a little punching video. I was like, "Oh my God, this is more abuse on my psyche."
What was he supposed to do after Leon King said what he said?
Yeah.
I should not repeat it. You
got to
HQ.
So who started it?
So the man, Mr.
Who started it? Gavin.
Gavin.
No, we can't say Gavin started it. He let them up there.
No,
and then
he knew the personalities. That's like you got your big old dog over there, that hellhound over there. That's like me getting my pit bull. And I know my dog don't like other dogs. So I'm gonna just go ahead. Hey, we should get our dogs together sometime. Let should play. Let them in the backyard. They'll be all right.
This gotta be hilarious. Thank you, Stephen James, sir, for $2 super sticker for the Jaywalker and Chat Nug Black Bean Tostados. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I gotta watch that stream. Somebody said it's epic. Whatever it is epic. I gotta watch that stream. I do.
My face is starting to hurt again from the other night from laughing so hard.
Man. Yeah, my cheeks were hurting too, Jay.
Man, my face is hurting so bad.
Yeah.
Leon
kept showing his Durex condoms.
No.
Yes,
he kept holding them up like this.
And then he held up Vaseline, HQ. He showed us all some.
big HQ had a big old jar. He had like a 2-gallon tub. What OG say had a 5-gallon tub of Vaseline. Durex.
He's like, why is that right next to you at the computer?
And HQ, he was saying that Leon beats off to the guys. He was like, I don't know what y'all up here laughing at, because while he watching two men on the screen, he got the Vaseline. So, and then he was like, Leon King, every time you join a panel, they gonna ask to see your hands. They gonna want to see your hands. I was like, oh my God. I thought Gavin was gonna give a big pass.
Tell me he got on the panel and went off.
Oh, yes, he did. He did.
Nuclear. Listen, I almost lost my mind when he.
Y'all can't damn act. I'm y'all mama, and all y'all need whooping. Y'all don't know how to act when I leave the house.
That is exactly how it was, HQ. And I was the babysitter, and I had no control. They were just like.
I'm gonna pull up from the minute they join the panel. I can't wait. And y'all got OG over there too.
Yep.
And he don't know how to act anyway.
Oh, it went off the rails so fast. He put up a video of him boxing and punching on some punching bag because of the that Leon King to him. Listen, Leon King put out them Durex boys, and I was like, I don't know.
Everybody in the chat was like, Durex.
What?
I didn't know that was a bad brand.
I haven't used
He
them
let
in so
y'all
long.
see that. He actually pulled it out.
It was like a rainbow.
And I bet you he
don't say rainbow. Yes,
he did. He had on the robe, and he had his hair down.
And he was holding it.
He told Mr. 66, he was like, and I wore my hair out, and I slapped these hoes on the ass with my hair. Whoa, and then he was and then HQ, he told Mr. 66.
No, don't say it. No.
Okay.
No.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I want to see it. Don't tell me. I want to see it. I ain't finna do that. Don't tell me. I want to see it.
HQ, I'm just trying to get you to, please, when you end this show tonight, after you put those grandbabies to bed, please, you have to watch it. It's absolutely out of control.
Get you some
wine. I gotta be ready for the next show because I got to
enjoy it.
I gotta be ready for the next show
because
there ain't no way. It ain't no way I'm finna go. Ain't no way I got to miss this. And he pull out Vaseline.
Durex con, and he claimed he was just hunching on some 26-year-old 2 weeks ago. HQ, you missed every shot to sink your heathen claws into Leon.
You would have been proud of Mr. 66 because he was saying everything that you say to Leon, but it was like man to man. And he's 10 years older than Leon, so it was like, and that was the other thing too, Jay and Mr. Walker. The older gentleman did have a lot of respect for you and Mr. Walker, and the way he was talking to y'all. He was not trying to son y'all like he was doing Leon King. So I think that like when y'all look back over it, I think it's a good example of how you can have a disagreement amongst men, but it not turn into any kind of violence or debauchery like what was going on with him and Leon.
Just a bunch of roasting.
And Jay, and because for a while, what Jay was saying, for a while, OG turned that animosity towards Jay for some odd reason. I thought that was weird too. But Jay, you handled it well. Like I swear, apologizing as a man is so underrated. It's underrated. I apologize, my mistake. It's underrated. I swear to goodness. In this space, you will never lose respect by simply apologizing. Hey, I misspoke. I do it quite often. Shit, it's a superpower. And then, like he said, done and done. That's how you handle it.
I think it hurt his feelings a little bit when Jay said you're embarrassing yourself. You're the one up here, and he was really raw with you because he said, have you always acted your age? When you get upset, don't you slip? Like I felt like that it was. I felt like I was in a therapy session with my family.
That was an admittance. There you go, Jay. So when he said, you know, he an old timer, he ain't about to say I'm sorry.
No, right.
The best thing he can do is say, haven't you done the same thing I'm doing, Jay?
Right.
You've done it too. That was the best way to apologize.
I'm gonna have to. How long was that portion after they joined? How long was that? 3 hours?
2 hours, 2.5 hours. HQ. Let me tell you though. Let me tell you, gonna love it. You go. That's why Mr. Walker's saying, get you some wine, get you some popcorn, because you gonna stop it. You gonna want to screen record so you can post it.
Oh, hey, OG was ripping it to Leon. He said, you fat ninja. He said, you ain't seen your weenie in I don't know how many years. It was bad.
No way. I didn't know it was that bad. No way.
The worst of it. Rockwell tried to tell you the worst, but you gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear no more.
Okay,
I want to watch it. I want to have a fresh idea. I want to watch it because I don't know who 66 is, and I've never really listened to OJ except on a different channel, so I don't know how he is when he loses it. And Jay, I don't know how you is when you lose it.
Well, he didn't lose it. Jay was very respectful. He was a class act, like Mr. Huxtable himself.
I get kind of, I know it and I'm aware of it and I can't help it because it's my tone.
Right.
I get kind of condescending. It comes off as very condescending when I'm talking to somebody because I don't know. I know who I get it from. But when I'm talking to somebody, so that's what you're gonna, so when you do this, you do, because I'm trying to I'm hoping that they can realize what I'm saying to them. It never works. It never works because it just comes off comes off condescending. And I'm working on that. That's one of my flaws.
Don't tell me no more. I gotta watch it. I want to watch it. I want to watch it with full. I want to watch it in full glory and just savor the whole thing. Because I was like, when I was on the road, when I was going where I was going, I was like, man, I wish I could see it. I wish I could see it. And then I saw Regal Rumble on the one of the something came and it said Regal Rumble. I was like, is this the weekend? Is this the weekend? And then I was like, oh, this is the weekend that they all gonna get up there. And I couldn't do it. So I couldn't do it. But thank y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in today. Thank everybody for tuning in. We got another show next week. It's going to be, Wednesday. Not Wednesday. Wednesday. I don't know the name of the show, but
it's going to be about the Regal Rumble once you see it.
I don't know.
It's going to be the Regal Rumble recap. That's what it's going to be.
You never know. But they done brought themselves into my house. It is time for me to go, and I gotta go. And I love all of y'all. Thank you for showing up today. Thank y'all. I read all the super chats, everything. Thank you, Red Kill. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Mr. Walker, Steven, for jumping on the panel. Thank you all. Steven, Jay, you need to develop what you need to develop so we can do that thing.
Will do. I'll put something together on my what you call it.
Well, thank you. Yes, I will be looking forward to it. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Jay. I'll see you all next Wednesday or Wednesday. Why I keep saying next week? Wednesday, right? See y'all then. Right,
see you.